Listen and view on DBS Radio Facebook Live and on YouTube. Give us 90 minutes and we will strengthen the connection between Dominicans residing in the lovely Nature Isle and Dominicans residing abroad. National broadcaster DBS continues its quest to highlight and celebrate the achievements of Dominicans. We will discuss the highs and lows, the challenges and successes. Give us 90 minutes and we will solidify the connections we share with Dominicans all over. Anu celebrate achievement Dominice to all latte. Connecting the dots. Tune in this Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Come join us as we weave a tapestry and strengthen our connections. ASU Radio DBS.
Stories have been told.
Okay, here we are. We are ready. It is Connecting the Dots on DBS Radio. No power. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, people. Yes, we welcome you to another edition of Connecting the Dots on DBS Radio, the first one for the year 2025. It is a pleasure to be with you again. Happy New Year, everyone. It is a lovely Saturday. There's a cool breeze on the outside. Clear skies as well. Beautiful January 4, 2025. So we are starting early today, okay? Because we want to have more time with Hunter. Some people told me we should give him 3 hours or 4, but we'll see what goes. So we welcome you to another edition of Connecting the Dots on DBS Radio National Broadcaster. Our wish is that we strengthen the ties that bind us. Our wish for the new year. All right, so there, let's go. I'm not sure if we are on. Dean, put us on. All right, so we are on now. We welcome you. As I said, our wish is that we strengthen the ties that bind us. We solidify our bonds, you know. Family is the greatest blessing. Cheers to another wonderful year together. New year, new rule. I won't be laughing a lot in the program for the year, and I won't interrupt Nigel when he's making a good point. Nigel, come a while. What's going on here?
Well, you see, you start the year already and the rule go and break right away.
What's going on here, Nigel?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm doing all right, Nigel. Yeah, well
Good,
rested.
good.
Rested. So I ask you what's going on here. You have to tell me more info in the comment box. You haven't heard the song, Nigel? I mean, come on.
But you just say you don't want to interrupt.
Yeah. Nigel, like taking, you see, I behaving myself with this studio. So
Did that
many people
New Year
meet him on the
you
road
at
and
work?
thinking I'm a there. A lot of people just think, but I thought you were a clown. So I thought you're a serious person. When you're on radio, you transform. I said, but of course. So a lot of people think I'm a clown or something.
You
So
have
I'm
to,
not going to laugh.
we have to transmit that energy and that good vibes to those who are out there,
That's true.
So you become a new person.
To become a new person, Nigel. Nigel,
Yes,
Kisa Nane
yes.
Lefla Menebao. Did I say that?
Kisa?
correct? Kisa Nane Lefla Menebao. Yeah, that's
Oh,
correct.
Nane Lefla. But keep going got this health.
Bon santé, bon
la
santé.
force.
Okay.
Bon santé,
Yes,
et puis
la
la
force, yes,
force,
the
et puis
strength.
courage, bagay comme ça. Mais bagay well fly yet, mais ça, le uni bon santé, uni well. Pas du tout.
Yes. C'est vrai ça.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So how did you open the year? What was happening at the time when the clock struck?
The year was good.
So what was happening at the time when the new year came in? Were you at mass or were you at a family gathering or something like that?
I always try to open the new year in church, giving thanks. So that happened again, the family, we were all there, so once the new year came through, the funny thing is, whilst I was on the way to church, folks from Dominica were telling me Happy New Year, obviously, because of the time difference. So I didn't want to answer them. Like, I can't tell you Happy New Year back yet because it's not New Year yet for me.
Yes.
But of course, we went to church, give thanks, and that's where it took us,
that's good.
So that was nice, celebrating there.
It's always good to go to
opening the New Year there, and then after that, of course, we always go over to a friend of ours for, a little fish broth and a few little drinks here and there, and
nice.
just to welcome the new year in a nice style, in a nice vibe. So that was good.
That's good.
So good morning to you, Jennifer. Of course, always nice to be coming to see to your house. So good morning to you and Sylvester for that.
Okay,
it's an annual thing we do. So
that's nice. That's good, Nigel. Well, I went to midnight mass myself with my family, but Nigel, like this year, Nigel, I was squeezing my eyes throughout the mass so that I would not fall asleep. Seriously, Nigel, old age is really creeping up on me.
You fall asleep in mass,
Nigel. So I only went to midnight mass, and normally I have to read at midnight mass after reading church. So I only go to midnight mass because I have to read, Because for me, the day is better, especially now, Nigel.
Okay.
So I was like squeezing my eyes so I would not fall asleep, But I slept a lot on New Year's Day. I really wanted to stay inside and just sleep, I decided to stay home, and I came across a book, Nigel, I've not read in a very, very long time. That book from Alec Lazar, Native Laughter. I think it was given to me on my 16th birthday way back when.
Yes.
And Nigel, when I just went back to that book and I opened the book and I'm seeing the Frontline Cooperative Bookshop and photo service, I think, stamp is still there, and it just brought back memories, the memories.
Yes, those good old days of Frontline Bookstore, man.
Yeah.
Eddie and Company. I mean, rest in peace. Yes, definitely.
So yes,
and the poets that came through at that time,
oh my goodness,
Gerald Atouche,
we had a lot,
Ian Jacko Jackson, Harry Seeley, Pan Mandela, and all those who came and contributed, Collar as well. Those are good vibes there at that Frontline, man.
Yeah, so that Native Laughter from Alec Lazar.
So Native Laughter had you going? Man,
it's a collection of short stories and some poems as well. But there's one about a guy called Moko, I think, Moko. But the stories are it's short stories, and really you can tie it in with everyday life in Dominica, especially back in the day, what was happening. So good writing. Let me say good morning to Alec Lazar as well. Nigel, by the way, I still have a lot of wine in my office. Nigel, seriously, every day I'm 2D. The wine gets me dizzy because so much wine around, Nigel. A lot of people have not collected. Quite a few collected. Maybe I gave out about 15. So we have about some to go see. 11, 12.
Drink the rest.
Yes, sir, yeah. So I'm just surrounded by wine in the office, and I need
to get rid of it.
I just end up drinking it.
Have a glass a day, man. Have a glass a day. Take one for yourself and have a glass a day.
Sir. But Nigel, the CTD
close to
family.
the year and everything else.
Yeah, the CTD family is wonderful. Nigel, I met a lot of them, so quite a few came for their wines, of course, took off pictures, and all of that. Nigel, by the way, the phone was blowing up from the time I put out the flyer yesterday of Hunter, because a lot of people asked for Hunter to come back, but we wanted to do the giveaway. Nigel, everywhere I go on the streets of Roseau, Nigel, that Hunter thing, is just coming back, and people were saying that. Some people said that they cried, they really enjoyed the story. There were times that they cried, there were times that they were laughing, they took the advice and all of that, and so I'm happy.
I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that. The reactions were the same on my end as well. People who were saying, it's the first time they've, cried on the program that much, or they've laughed on the program that much. So, they will really appreciative, nice combination of the both, the laughter and the tears. So that's always good when you can, find that laughter in between. So
someone called me.
What a story, man.
Yes, someone called me and she told me what really moved her is the fact that he was adamant about helping his family, even how we grew up, and he decided at a very young age that he had to make things better. So for her, that was powerful. That was really touching, and she let her son listen to it as well. So nice vibes.
Nice. It's always nice when one person's story, one person's journey can, connect to someone else or inspire someone else, so we're really happy we were able to do that connection and some more connections with Hunter, later on as well. Yes. By the way, we need to tell you to savor her 2 bottles because she's coming home for that, and all you're gonna drink that if a braff.
We had a long discussion already on that, so looking forward to that. So Nigel, we're going to pray and we're going to bring him on. Oh, by the way, quickly, the Dominica corner. We can have the Dominica corner, right? My turn, man.
Yeah, sure, your turn.
Them 10 songs of the Hunter. I mean, Hunter has so many songs. So if I just ask you to name 10, and you're very much involved in Calypso.
Let's see. We have Cry for Paro. I have to name all 10, or you go on?
But you name 10.
Cry for Paro.
I'll help you.
We have Carry Bacchanal. We have
Take a wine.
Take a wine.
Yes, but there's another wine something, take a wine. What's wine on me? Wine on me. Is that a song?
I think it's the same one, if I'm not mistaken.
No way! Also, give me a sign there. No, I correct. Yes, wine on me. Take a wine, Carry Bacchanal. You know that song I like?
Yes.
Is it the beginning of the end of time?
You have one that you like,
beginning of the end of time is another one.
What's it called? Is it Get on Our Knees? What's the title of the song?
Cry for Paro. There's so many of them, Nigel.
What's the title of the song? Is it
Get on
man.
I think I know.
The title is not coming now.
He'll
but
tell
anyway,
us.
I know it's something to this.
Yes.
Time for us to get on our knees and pray.
Yes.
Then you have Wash My Hands or Wash my hands.
Yes.
Yes, Wash My Hands.
Cream of the Crop. Cream of the Crop. We will rise. We will rise. We said Carried Bacchanal. Beginning of the end of time.
Yes.
We said so many songs.
And I should just go for the CDs now,
Look didn't come in and help you there. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Go for the CDs now.
It's amazing grace. But Hunter is a very decorated Calypsonian.
Amazing grace. Yes.
Good lyrics.
And which one again?
But we passed 10 minutes. Didn't you have more, man? Didn't come, man. Come to the mic, that did.
Yeah. Didn't hear you.
Asphalt. Oh yes, the Asphalt song, and Hunter had to change it around. So Nigel said Happy New Year. Didn't you can show your face with? Didn't put it on a wet there. I don't know. Didn't put it on a wet there. I don't know what's happening, no, Nigel.
Good times.
We on man, Nigel. Oh, okay, all right. I was just checking out. So good times. Well, we're gonna bring on Hunter, and let's just pray quickly. And let's pray quickly. So by the way, who won? I won. I think I gave more. So I ask the question. Nigel, just say win. Give me my kumbaya moments, please. I won. Okay.
You won.
Okay.
Yes. You won. This time.
Let's pray.
Heavenly Father, creator of mankind and the universe, we thank thee for the gift of today and all the blessings you continue to bestow on your children. We seek your presence and intervention throughout this program. We ask that you keep us connected always. We also pray for the success of the program, its coordinators and listeners, that they may find purpose and enjoy what we share. Bless our radio station and the nation. And may we grow to love and unite with each other, irrespective of our differences. All this we ask in your name, now and forever. Amen.
Amen. Yes, yeah.
And
Nigel, you
amen.
turn me.
Yes.
You have to bring him on.
So
Bring
it's
on the
good
king.
to give thanks.
Yeah. Okay, Nigel, you
Bring
bring.
the hunter for the next section.
Nigel, you crackling, man. What is happening there?
Look, people, look, no people helping us there.
No, it's something. Is
Okay, thank you. What, you okay over there?
you kind of trembling with your voice there. What's happening? Din, check that out. Nigel not coming out as clear as I would like him to.
Let's see why.
There's some interruption somewhere.
They have to move to another studio.
It's like an
earthquake,
an earth tremor passing in the mic there.
But let me see. Hold on.
Okay, in the meantime, let's bring on the hunter. I mean, as we said, he's a decorated Calypsonian, very humble. You heard his story. You know how he grew up. At a very young age, he realized that he would have to play a significant role in his family's development and help them early. And look at where Hunter is now. We want to continue the story. We're focusing on some of his Christmas songs, on some of the lyrics in some of the songs. But obviously, when you listen to Hunter in Calypso, you'll understand why he is a good example of a fine Calypsonian. The man has gravitas, man. The man has an ear of gravitas on stage and all of that. So you want to tap into this this morning. Right now, right, Nigel? You
yes,
good?
Yes. Is it any better?
It cannot better. We'll see how it goes. So your turn to bring on the hunt.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yes. Unfortunately, they had to move to the studio too. So
okay.
We'll see how it goes.
So you bring on Hunter.
Yes, we'll see what happens. Hunter, good morning to you again, my brother. And let me start by wishing you a happy new year. I know I want to say there's a little issue with my audio. Hopefully it works out all right. So good morning to you. Happy New Year to you and the family, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing very good, very good. Let me just extend a happy New Year greeting to you and Ivona and everybody listening, everybody looking at us right now. Happy New Year to you. All happy to be here.
Oh,
nice. The story continues, the journey continues, the connection continues. So we're happy we can have that part 2 with you, so we can continue that beautiful story, man. Inspiring story, So let's see. How did we end the first parts? I'm trying to remember where did we end that first part of the journey? I know, of course, it was taking you back to when you became a policeman, because you decided that it was time to move in that direction.
Right.
I'm not sure if you ever told us, though, Hunter, what made you decide to become a policeman, by the way?
Actually, I was job hunting. And one day, my dad had a very good friend who was the inspector in charge of administration. And I met him and he asked me, what are you doing now? I told him, well, I'm doing my little hustle, learning to operate heavy equipment and so. And he asked whether I wanted to be a policeman. I said, why not? I'm looking for a steady income because I want to help my folks, So he said, well, apply. I applied. I passed the people test, they brought me in training, and then it was history after that.
Wow. I want to say he passed the people test, Well, Curtis Murphy did not pass the test for policeman. They told me he was too short. So there's a big difference there.
Yeah, yes, I remember.
By the way, Nigel, anybody in the book now?
But the book is extremely busy. Okay. Very busy,
Okay.
Jokam wants to say good morning to you, Hunter. King Hunter, come back and take your crown in 2025. Beat all them little boys. Daddy Jokam that's saying that. I just reading what he's saying, Jennifer Coffee says, boy, that is Calypso, boy. Back in them days there. Happy New Year to you too as well. Julian Winston saying that. Alvin says, boy, all you feel bad, your name in those songs there for you and I would have one check this.
Papa. What?
Patricia Fontina's giving us some other names, Rum Family.
Oh yes. That was a big one.
Jules. Ivona, you like that wine song? That's what they were telling you there. I don't know why you like the wine song.
Take a Wine is my favorite.
Of course, St. Mary's Academy Alumni Infrastructural and Development Incorporated wants to say a pleasant good morning, happy new year to all, and wishing you a great year ahead. Josephine John Lewis, blessed morning, happy new year, Nigel and Ivons and City family. Wilbert Willis, happy new year to Ivons, Nigel and King Hunty. Would the hunter be hunting this season? That's what people are asking. Sandra Norris, good morning. Deryck Man, good morning to you. Appreciate it as always. Roll call, Jacqueline Stedman. So yes, the book busy. The book busy.
Yeah, the book is busy. Sherry Laffour, by the way, is saying the most versatile and internationally known Calypsonian out of Dominica. I am the biggest fan. So, yeah, Nigel.
Yes.
By the way,
good morning
Hunter,
to Norrin
I was
Joseph.
just thinking as we talk about take a.
Yeah, she tell you the new year bring big chin pepper.
Excuse me.
I'm just reading what she said.
My God, yes, remind me. She like to trouble me. That's all right. But Nigel, I was just thinking I want to ask Hunter though. I know we spoke about the Christmas songs and some of the lyrics. But Hunter, when you write a calypso, are there times you just laugh with the lyrics? Because you have some lyrics that really can send people into a frenzy, but cause them to laugh a lot as well. You ever laugh as well as a writer? You
All
put
the
in
time.
you pen in the lyrics and you say, "Boy, me that writing that there."
All the time. If you catch me penning a song, you would believe it's a circus because it's just so much fun. The humor, so when I hit the lines that are very humorous, it's just fun. It's just freedom.
All right. Hunter, how did you spend your New Year?
The New Year we spent it with family, and that is very very important to me. Quiet. We had something to eat. We joke around. Play with the younger ones, because it's always important to teach the younger one the love, the togetherness, what is family about, and that kind of thing. We didn't have any kind of boom boom. We had heavy rhythm thing, but just spending time with people and interacting, so it was very good, quiet.
That's good. That's nice. We have to show the younger ones
Nice.
because in our days, back
Yes,
in our
also-
days, Nigel, New Year's time and Christmas time, when the family would gather together, there was no gadgets. Yeah,
You're right.
nobody was on their phone or anything like that. So you always have to instill this into the young ones, let them realize the importance of family, putting away the gadgets, and let's just sit and sit at the table or talk and all of that. Yeah, nice. Okay, Nigel.
Yes, always nice to gather
Story
and
now.
share the stories and share the stories of what it used to be like. Big difference between New Year's in rural in the city as compared to the countryside, right?
Correct.
There's still a difference.
Do you remember any of those differences, how it would be like in the country as opposed to how it is in the city?
Well, yes. In the country, you would go to church, obviously. Go to church, and you go to different homes. Somebody have a gold water, somebody roasting something, a kind of thing. And at the end, in the evening, you have a little community jam, and we end it this way: a peaceful
Nice.
community jam.
Nice. So in terms of the, we want to get into your how you entered in. You might have mentioned it briefly, but we want to enter how you started off your the Calypso career and how that blossomed and some of the things you've been able to accomplish there and so on,
Sure.
Right.
How did it all start for you for Calypso?
Okay, so I used to listen to Radio Antilles, which was a very popular radio station at growing up in the countryside, and we had a few Dominicans working on that radio station. Raymond Lawrence,
Yes.
granduncle, worked there, and then there was another Lawrence guy from Calibishi worked there as well. And because we are closer to the leeward side of the island, we would get that radio station very clear. Radio Antilles was a very, very popular radio station for a small island, on a small island. So I will listen to a lot of the music there. And as I said, it was a little troubling time growing up. So music was what we used to listen to. Was what we used to listen to kind of take the stress off and so on. So I started doing my little thing, composing, drumming. Then because of my little trouble, I had to try to remove all that stuff from my mind. So I would be drumming and composing stuff, and then some people found that my voice was good, So I started doing my thing, and I'm very shy. So I decided to join the church group. They put me into the choir. I was there for a little bit, doing my thing. Very shy, but hiding the voice still. And then, at the age of 19, I think, there was a Northern Calypso competition. One year, I think it was 1987. Yeah, I decided to go through. A lot of people thought that I was a madman, and I didn't know what I was doing. My friends say, "Well, you're crazy. You're a joker." And I said, "Don't worry that. I think I can do well in this." Anyway, I registered, and then that year there were about 40 guys from the north, from stretching from
About
Marigot.
40?
It was that big. Portsmouth Carnival used to be the thing.
Yeah,
We had Queen show, you had Calypso show, Papi show. It was
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the biggest highlights in Dominica, Portsmouth Carnival, the Carnival on the north. Well, the Carnival season on the north.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so about 45 guys registered, and we had quarterfinals, we had semi-finals, and then the grand finale. So Rudy Joseph, I'll never forget this guy. But they had a new maroon Toyota pickup, bought from Sag Motors. Not Sag, but Sag. Sag at the time used to deal Toyota dealers. Rudy would go to Marigot and start picking up guys from Marigot, stretching all the way to Coliho. And
Wow.
guys, I don't know, some way, somehow, we would fit at the back of that van and heading up to Roseau at the RSB band house for rehearsal. And when we would leave, sometime the band house like 2 o'clock, minutes to 4 in the morning. And when we get to Portsmouth, I had to find my way to Clifton. So when I get home, sometimes it was 6 o'clock, cock already done crew and birds up and flying, everything already, Deryck,
Wow.
But as I had at the back of my mind, I'm going to be one of the best things that the country has ever seen.
Wow.
And at the time, I didn't know too many of our local Calypsonians, really, like the Hurricanes and the NC. I would, really hear about them, but the music, because of where we were positioned, I couldn't really get DBS the way I would like to. So yeah, Ventura was one of my favorite. I love the voice and so as I grew older into the thing and coming along, I started getting to know about the guys and so. All right, so after I performed at Portsmouth, I didn't do well at all. But Miko won.
So wait, so you went in the elimination, you went in quarterfinals, but you didn't make it through. Or?
I made it to the finals. I made it to the finals.
Okay.
I made it to the finals that year. But my thing was to just introduce myself, to get my feet wet into the program, to start building stuff. All right, so Miko called me, he told me, you didn't win, you didn't place, but let me tell you something. You have a sparrow, do you see that sparrow voice you have there? I think you should go to Roseau, you're going to do well in the arena. Yeah. So I took his advice. 1988 Independence time, I came, I sang a song. I don't remember the lyrics now. And then Scrunter saw me, and obviously Scrunter said, well, you're a good talent, and we have to work together. So I went by the name of Moggy.
Moggy.
And I'll tell you.
Wait.
I joke that, man.
The mighty Moggy.
What?
So,
But that doesn't look like Hunter.
no.
Moggy.
Moggy.
How you come up with that?
Yeah, how the name came. So in the country, growing up in the country, everybody had a nickname. Everybody. Now, I used to love a lot of cocoa tea, so I had this goblet I used to drink, made out of clay.
What?
A fella watched me by, you like mugs too much, you are Moggy, and just give me. So even though
And
you were
that's
vexed, that name stuck.
Yeah.
And you could make it worse if you try to pretend like you don't like the name.
Yes,
No,
yes.
pressure on you. So
Yeah.
I agree.
You have to
Moggy.
accept the name.
Yeah. So I went to the competition, not even having a name. What's your Kaisu name? I said Moggy, and we went to that.
Oh, well.
So when Scrunter met me, no, I remember working at a station with Michael Loader. And Michael said, Moggy, but what kind of old name that got? So I come out there with that. And you know Michael Loader already, Moggy.
Yeah.
What kind of name? So immediately I started thinking, I say, okay, we're going to be working with Scrunter. Let me get a name that rhymes with Scrunter. So I came with Hunter. Right.
Oh.
Okay. Now we get it.
Right.
So from Moggy to Hunter.
To
All
Hunter.
right.
And then serious business started there. Okay. So the first year, 2000, boom, I made it to the finals. Give me your boom boom. Give me. I was probably weighing about 110 pounds, slim so, but my waist was. And I remember clearly the suit I had on. I had this kind of satin thing going, heat, hot, and I exerted myself a little bit. And that, watch me, the satin, it stick on you when you sweat, it stick on your body.
Yes, sir,
when,
yeah.
when I was done performing, I had to remove that stuff. They say you'll catch a draft. I say, wait, well, let me catch a draft because this is so didn't place at all. Next year, I made it to the finals. No, satin was the real thing. You know, fastest cloth. And watch me. And if you pull one thread in that, the whole thing ripping up because it starts. So you have to be careful as to how you cut a thread from that pant. Yeah. Because satin is like a fishing line. When you pull, it's a whole long thing coming out. So your pants could be destroyed, but it's on one pull. So yeah, man. So I would have a little matches and burn the plastic made out of any. Burn that. So yeah.
So you can't fret.
You can't fret.
Yes.
You can't fret. So all right. So time for music though. I told Skonta I'm not going to come in this business and do one song, 2 songs a year and get to that.
But no, but that first song they give me was that you wrote that song, right?
I wrote that song.
Okay.
And the reason a lot of people approach me to write for me, but I just wanted to improve my craft. I watch me. It wasn't for me. It wasn't about winning a crown every year. I just wanted to learn the program so that could sustain. I could sustain myself. You know, longevity and thing. You couldn't. People play heavy on you. No, I'm not giving you a song. No. So I decided I'm gonna lose, but I'm gonna write my song. I'm gonna build and just to grab the craftiness of the whole thing, and that made me a better writer. It was never about me winning, but I always knew at the back of my mind I wanted to do bigger things. It's not about crown, because when you win a crown, you stay here for the rest of the year, and I wanted to be out there. I want to be boom, influencing people, and I always wanted to be a front man for my island, promoting. And if you check the way I went on stage, I was always well dressed, was never in trouble. I frequented the right set of people who take me to where I want to go, to the media. I remember one time I was flown from Dominica to do an interview on Caribbean Media Corporation in Barbados. And from there, it was Barbados Independence, the whole crew, Rupee, Red Plastic Bag, and all the big and top artists, they took me and went to London for their independence to perform for them. In thing. But the London thing, we'll talk about that. London, I was like Michael Jackson. So we'll talk about that later.
You come into that. Yes.
Remember to bring it back here.
Come into that. Boom. So we decided we're going to record, but
what was it like when you started? The first competition in Roseau. Was it like a nervous thing, or were you very confident then, or?
I was confident, but there were some artists there, boy. I'll tell you, but I was always a gutsy, brave guy, small but good for myself, very nice, but good for myself. And fellas, one time, I'll tell you one time, I was rehearsing and a guy came, he pulled the mic from me, tell me not you to rehearse, and pulled the mic. I was like, okay. No man later say, is that for me? And I said, no man, leave the man. I know he can rehearse for the rest of the night, the whole night. Let him rehearse. And I still beat him. I was in the finals. He didn't make it. So, so I never let those little things. And fellas will give you old talk and things. That's why it's strong. Give me old talk and things. A joke. All right. So I remember I had a not a timing issue, but then after the band chorus, I couldn't get in line. I couldn't hit the first note. And Butay, I never forget Jocelyn Charles. He said, let me show you how to do this thing, man. And he taught me how to after the band chorus, how to start singing the song, how to jump on the whole thing, the rhythm. Boom, I conquered that. Butay was one of the nicest guys, you could ever meet, always willing to teach, and encourage, And even though he was in the competition, he always tell you, boy, you're good and keep the vibe rolling and that kind of thing, So he was always there to encourage. And so boom, I did that, hit the finals, and I started hitting the finals constantly, and doing my album too, do my stuff. So that. Now, time to do our first recordings. Condom we decided we're going to record. So I wrote.
So wait, before that, you made the finals in what year? Remember?
2000, 2001.
You still was wearing the satin clothes.
Well, satin was the real thing. The real thing. That shine from a mile, you could see the satin shining. So that was my thing. That was the thing. Satin was the real thing. And when you have a piece of gold satin, but from 5 miles, you could see that on stage. And the light hit that is the thing. But the only dung about it, the dumb thing about it is the heat. You used to have a lot of heat in that. Okay,
So you made the finals 2000.
Yes, sir. 2000,
Remember the
2001, 2000. No, but as we do the program, you know,
It might just come, but you have so many songs, so yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot. So, all right. So we wanted to record. We're in the studio with Cornell. We started with Cornell.
When you say we wanted to record, you and Scrunter.
Scrunter, yeah.
Okay, but even before we go there, what attracted you? What caused that connection, that brotherly love between you and Scrunter?
Scrunter always thought that he was the handsomer of the two. I don't know how. I want to well, you look like Scrunter, your brother. Scrunter said, my father is his father. Oh, Scrunter from the east side, from the north. Anyway, so he always thought he was the handsome. One day I took a mirror and said, what's that? What are you talking about? And then he agreed, okay, he plead the fifth. Right. But Scrunter was a very good artist, good vocal and charisma on stage and energy, and also he had a good following as well. At the time, it was he and Hurricane battling for supremacy. They were up and yeah. So we decided we're going to do that, and I told him, yo, we're not going to stay here. We're going to move. We're going to do stuff. We're going to create vibe. So, all right. So I want to talk about the first album, So Bad It's Not Funny, because we had no monies at all. And I remember, you remember DBMC, where we were down at Vanessa House? Okay.
Yes.
So we approached them, we told them we wanted to do an album and so on. They told us come, and when we got there, we were disappointed. We just said that, they couldn't help and so on. No bank going to give you money because they don't know Scrunter, they don't know me. So I was at the time working at the SSU, where I worked for 25 years. I was working at SSU, and Mr. Nicholas George was my supervisor at the time. He told me, what's wrong? You look disappointed. I said, yeah, we want to do an album. We don't have money. We were asked to come to an institution, and we were turned down. So he said, no, man, I'm going to go to the bank. Where are you going for the loan? So I told him, we're going to go to, at the time we had a Banque Française. Banque Française. So I said, we're going to go there. He said, go there and tell the people to call me. If it means that my salary is going to pay that album, I am with you. But when I heard that, I said, well, what the...
And it was a lot of money back then, I wonder?
It was about 15,000.
Okay.
But at that time, it's a lot of money. And he said, I'm going to talk to Norman later to sponsor Scrunter. And then, boom, we negotiated everything. And Mr. George came, he signed. Norman later came, signed. Took that money, we did the album.
Wow.
So album is not even out as yet. We did some cassettes. I think. So I'm looking for Mr. George to give him a cassette. He said, hold on. Went in his car. Poop, album playing. He said, no, man, I didn't do that. I did that to support you.
Wow.
And I'm going to support you all the way through. So every year, before the album was out, he would actually duck me to go and buy his CD.
Wow.
You understand? And there were some people like that, like my father-in-law, Mr. John. Sometimes the guy would go to the bank and sign for me. I took my loan, sign, and say, okay, if he can't pay, we'll. And he would buy the first album. The family members, everybody would buy their CD before I even on the street to give the support, and that was very important. That was very important. So, album out, Scrunter and myself, hit in St. Martin. Music playing, and we had a guy in St. Martin named Leroy James. That guy was our front man, and the music was just big, very, very big in St. Martin. And then later on, Scrunter was in a competition. He I think it's a Caribbean Kaiso competition, and he won. I think he won that year, and so on. So we started doing big vibe.
That first album was what 2000 when? Remember that?
The first album was, I think, in 2004.
2004, okay.
2004.
But by then you were still in the Calypso finals, right?
Always in the Calypso finals. Always in the Calypso finals. Okay, so Squander myself, we did like 4 albums. We did 93, 94, 95, 96, I think 97. We did the thing. And then I think Squander traveled and I started operating alone. Now, in 1997, I was nominated to take part in a show in St. Martin for the Caribbean Best Soca Artist of the Year. And I won that. In 1997, I won that. 1997. Also, that year, I made it to Soca. Actually, I made Soca semi-finals in Trinidad twice. But I will tell you about Trinidad.
Of course, tell us, Hunter. We have to
Yeah.
go back to these stories, man. Let people know.
So, okay, so they ask for artists to send in the music, and they might send in my music. Boom, they listen, they love it. They told me, oh, you have to come up. We have a show for the finals and so on. But I'll tell you something, but Dominicans are the nicest set of people in the world. I'll tell you. So I am at a hotel in Trinidad, and there was another guy from Grenada, a Jamo, very good at this. I think he won the crown about 15 times. Very good at it, decorated. He plays music, saxophone, everything. Good arranger. Right now he's in gospel. Then there was an Antiguan there, and a couple of us from around the region. Yo, we were there for about a week. No rehearsal. When is rehearsal? No, we'll check on you. The very day of the show, the guys came and say we're gonna rehearse. Bam, 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 bam. You're good. Yeah. So your history, because actually they really did that to make it look like they were inviting the Caribbean, but they were more focused on themselves.
But they don't know we have talent.
You know what I mean? Even in some of the tents, like Sugarlows and some of the guys invited me to the tents, and the guys making noise. Why you take a man from Dominica to come in the tent and people looking school. All right, so semi-final show. You know history. We would never make a final. It's just recently the guys from the region start going with their bands and going with their thing. And you watch me. You have to spend some real money. You have to have the financial backing to be in that thing there because you want dancers. You have all sort of stuff, and it takes some money. I could tell you. It's a business. Yeah, business. And so the guys like the guy from Grenada that won the Soca Monarch. And St. Vincent, you have to have that financial backing from home, and you go in with your team. That's how yeah. So that was it. But I started doing my thing, recording, and then in St. Thomas. Whoa!
But what happened at that semi-final show? Was it like a tough competition for you guys, or was it because of the rehearsals, or what you think might have happened?
Well, we were not prepared. We were just not prepared, and if you're not prepared for a battle, you're going to lose. You're going to die in the war, So yes, I did die in that war. I didn't service it all. So I said, you know what? Let me just leave these people in the thing. I'm going to attack it from a different angle, and so started recording and so on, and then people start calling, bookings start happening, and so on. Though in St. Thomas, I was like a little Jesus. And I will tell you, it was so powerful. The vibe was so big. The whole Virgin Island, St. Thomas, Tortola, St. John's, St. Croix, boom, boom. I was so popular that I could call shots. I would tell you, the promoters, yo, I want you to bring, and I brought up a lot of our artists, too. A lot of artists. Tell them, this man is good, I think you need to bring him, I think you need to bring him. So I would be calling shots. I think sometimes the guy would call me, what do you think about that band? What do you think about that thing? I think. And yeah, man, while all carnival going on, my contract already, John Sen already signed deposit, half of the thing. And there's another thing, well, a lot of the younger artists now, they're onto the program now, in terms of how you do the business. Because this thing has a lot of crooks in it, So I would ask the people to send me a deposit so we make sure we lock that date. Understand? Because you have me floating, somebody else call, I deny them, and then later down you say you're not doing your show again, so I lose money, lose business, So I'll say you send me a deposit, and I was very honest with the way I do things, because if I sign a contract, let's say for $1,000 US, and somebody else want me for the same date, I want to double the price, I would say no. You know what? I have an obligation with that promoter already, so I cannot But some artists, what they do is they duck and they take the 2000 and end up in trouble, that kind of thing. I remember, I'll tell you his name, from Trinidad, had a problem with Suki. Lorindo Kai, I'm leaving.
Explainer.
Explainer.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember Ivona, because Explainer came here to do a show one year. We just going off a little bit just to show how
Of
people
course,
can
we are going there. We have to talk about this.
So, Suki contracted Explainer to go and do a show, and you're talking about some good money. Explainer got somebody else called Explainer for the same date and double the price. Explainer took Suki money and he went to perform for the people. So when he came here to perform Suki by him, Suki said, "You're not going back until." So they had a thing and they resolved the issue. And I think, yeah.
I'm glad you brought this in, because this gives an example. So this happens. So sometimes an entertainer is booked by maybe a company or whatever, and then probably somebody would call that same entertainer after
And offer him more money. Yeah. So they totally disregard. You have your down payment and then they go with the other people, which is very bad for the business and bad blood could speed, And so, all right. So,
But during all that time, when you were having all those bookings and tours and everything, on the local scene, you were still in the competition.
yeah, still in the competition. I wanted to be in the competition to be relevant, to give my 2 cents on one, but I could have left and do what. But I wanted to be in the competition. To
So there were
contribute.
times, Hunter, when you maybe had to compete, because we have quarterfinals, you have semifinals, there were times I guess you would have to compete, but you probably had another gig or somebody was calling you, asking you for another gig that would clash with the same night of a big show in Dominica. Has that ever happened?
It happened once. I had to go to Trinidad. I was in Trinidad and then we had quarterfinals. But the guys understood and they gave me a buy into the next round.
Oh,
Because
okay.
my song was good anyway. My songs were things. So I got a buy into the thing. They understood. And I must say, I worked, in the police with some good people like Mr. Lestrade and the supervisor, Mr. George. And so I remember one time I was working, we had semifinals. And Mr. George called. I answered the phone. He said, "You working?" Yeah, I said, "Yeah." He said, "You not perform tonight?" He said, "Man, let me tell you something. One thing, let me tell you something. If I have to work the shift, I'll come and work it."
Wow,
And
that's,
yeah, man, that was really
that's a lesson for a lot of managers and a lot of
Yeah,
people who are
yeah.
seriously. That's good.
And Mr. Lestrade, I mean, when you leave as a police officer, if you're going to leave stage, you have to apply and you are seeking permission to leave on that date to that date and then. Mr. Lestrade called me. Let me tell you something. Do one letter and give me all your dates. Send that in. I have it for the year.
So you had the support. You had
Yeah,
the
man.
support there.
Yeah, man. So that's why I was very grateful when I went over. I would bring microwave, bring kettles, and so. And by the way, I used to support a lot of schools, a lot of people, but I never mention these things because for recognition. I just do my thing. Was good. Do my thing. God bless me. So yeah. So we would do that. The support. So the support I work when Hunter was on stage is the whole police force behind him. But yeah. In recent time, people in politics.
But I remember those days, man. I remember
Yeah.
those days. You had the force behind you for
Yeah.
sure. Well,
Oh, yes.
Hunter, you was popular too, eh?
Very, very.
You had a lot of support, man. But
Very.
then again, you had that charisma as well that really brought it, across. Apart from what you would do on stage, I mean, just your personality.
personality.
It would draw to you, yeah.
So, and also I guess from then you had moved from the satin to
Yes.
to the suits.
No,
right?
but this time, let me tell you something. That was a strong. When I go to New York, Deryck sent us to go to the stores.
Yes,
and
I-
choose. And then my uncle, I have an uncle in New York, Uncle Alvin, man. The guy will go to the stores and tell me, "Yo, there are some new gabs here. I think you need to, and get me my suits and so on." So when I was religiously waiting for this season, well prepared, man. Suits already here, shoes already here. In the studio a long time, and I would try to go to the studio because of the number of songs I was doing. I would try to go to the studio like June, July. I'm in the studio, and then I had this guy Cornell. I used to with Cornell, but then we had Eddie Angle. Eddie Angle would call me anytime, midnight. "Hey, what you doing? Let's go to the studio," and we just create music and just create vibe. Sometimes I would go to the studio with one verse, and as this guy is putting things together, I write in, and it was just magic. Just
You were always honing your craft, man. You
Yeah.
were always sharpening that skill of
sharp,
yours.
So we started working, doing tours, and by the way, I work with over 200 musicians already. Musicians, fellas play for me on stage and locally, internationally, just a bit. Over 200 guys. So I know a lot of people in the music industry and a lot of DJs, people with stations and so. So we would do that thing. Now, all right, St. Thomas, boom, boom. St. Totola, boom, talk to the guys, Carnival Committee, we have to bring these people, bring them. So we roll in. But it's a lot of information, you know.
But during that time, St. Thomas, St. Croix, all that, were there any downsides to it? Did you have like some challenges before you actually got to that point?
Not really. No,
Okay.
really. The music took me where I wanted to go. You know, it was that powerful, and not only that too, the lyrics that I penned, people from all walks of life could identify.
And you were learning a lot about the art as well.
Yeah.
You were learning about piracy. You were learning about, having to sign into contracts and all of that. So you were gelling all of that together to make you,
I'm going to give you a joke in a while, and I about some promoters, how they so clever and how they good thing. So a lot of artists, they call you, you're excited, you're going to do a show, you reach there, you go perform. We're not doing the business. Time for pay. You have to leave next day. Sometimes you never see the promoter.
Yes.
So you have a choice. Whether you're going to wait on island to look for a promoter, you don't know where he lives, you don't know where to find him, lose your flight, without money, you're on your own. So you might as well jump on your flight and go home broke. You understand? So we do the business right. You send half of the money. When I get it, before I go on stage, you give me the other half. And that's how we rule. So Shadow was giving me a joke. And the older guy, Shadow, and they used to call me Junior. Them guys protected me. Sparrow and all the guys. Yo,
you were with what? High-class Calypsonians, man, from the
lot of
Caribbean.
high-class guys. And these guys, they had me as because what they really enjoyed about me is the energy on stage, the antics, the whole thing. And not only that too, they said it's not often you meet an artist that can do the slow contemporary Calypso and the Soca. So then fellas told me, you're super, Sugarlo say, boss, you bad. Sparrow told me one day, he called me, and by the way, we would talk. He's in a nursing home now, but Sparrow would message me and talk to me almost every day, and people don't know. He told me, let me tell you something. You know, you underestimate yourself. He told me you're the closest man to Sparrow, and he told me, but you're big, and you don't know it, you know. We just before we had to do places like Tokyo. We had a lot of.
But could it be though, Hunter, that at that time that national push wasn't there? It has to be a national effort to help propel you in that direction.
But yeah, because even the local shows here, but I would be crashing up shows everywhere around the region, around the world, and it's almost like you have to beg to be on a vibe and so on, and the disrespect. Yeah, people want to tell you what they want, to give you what they want without no contract, and not doing the business side of it. I would go to shows and limousine, driver, and take how many passes for my people and so on. One time we went to London, but it's all over the place, but it's plenty of information that people need to know.
Of course, Hunter,
one time we went to London to perform, and I would perform, people crying. Well, I have a good.
You ever cried on stage, Hunter?
I have a little appeal.
When you see people crying, you ever cried on stage?
No.
You ever had that moment?
No,
or you were too busy whining? I mean, you could whine, Hunter. So you were too busy with all of that going on.
So, but girls used to be literally crying.
Hunter said that they're just like youngster, boy Nigel.
So, yeah, I mean, people want to touch you. People want to. One time, I made a mistake and go close to a stage. By the time they was done with me, my shit was ripped, my chin, because my chest scratched up. I had 300 US in my crotch, and people were just like I was a pimp or some kind of thing.
Let's stick up in here. Stick up in here. Let's just take this call and we'll continue. Don't forget, you have to continue from that. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
To you as well.
Good morning.
To you as well.
Yeah, good morning to you and Nigel and Hunter.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, bro.
Yeah, good morning. It's interesting, like we didn't have any Facebook and those kinds of Instagram and those things, so people don't really know the Hunter that some of us know, because
True.
Anne-Marie and myself used to be organizing stuff in New York for Dominica, man. And there was an era where Hunter just owned the whole thing, just owned it, You know what I'm saying? I wasn't just Dominica alone, regionally, You know, Hunter was like a phenomenon, man. You know, and this brother, man, I just tell you, you know, Dominica, that's one of our performers that we have to definitely decorate because it's a history that plenty people don't know, you know, about Hunter.
Can you share who it is?
Yeah, man,
Nigel, I guess you
one
make
love,
out the
brother.
voice. You make out the voice, Nigel. I'm trying to get your name though.
Yeah, man. I
I have an idea, but I'm just not too sure. I don't want to say any name, and it's not it. All right, but thanks for calling, man.
That's it.
Of course, yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. And I like thank you, all the best. I like the point that he brought because back in the day there was no social media. We did not have that. But you were doing so much, and
Yeah.
I mean we would get it from the news maybe sometimes way after, like a week after, you know, the activity would have taken place outside of Dominica. So I'm glad the person brought this up. So you are telling your story, and we don't leave anything until let's go.
Yeah,
I love this.
And we had to talk about Anne Marie and
Yes.
and
Oh yes.
Okay, so but there was a radio station, the biggest radio station in New York, WLB,
WLIB, yes.
LIB.
In Boston.
I mean, I had a
think.
song that was there
yeah.
for weeks on top of the chart. I'm playing for weeks. Baby, you, baby, only you.
When I see you have
Somebody
songs,
do
eh?
Mikel, you may jump from a mountain.
But yourself don't jump from a mountain.
So I would go to shows with the Trini people. I would do the Dominican shows during Labor Day, but my main thing was we used to do a lot of Trini jam and so on. And Anne Marie, one of the lady I love a lot, was one of the people, and Zed and people taking the music around, and I would work with CDs and give people CDs, DJ CDs. You are going to buy my music to play it. I want the promotion, so I would give CDs to DJs and so on.
So you're saying you have people like Anne Marie and Zed taking the music around, so literally walking in the music as well.
Yeah, and the record shop, all the big record shops in New York, all the record shops knew about me and take the music and push it, and in London as well. And there was a magazine in England we would call every quarter, and every quarter I was in that magazine.
You were featured.
Dom Hunter from Dominica, and the vibe was big. Sometimes the front page, sometimes the thing. The thing was so big that one time I talked to a promoter in London. I told him you have to bring swing stars, and so we went up with the guys, and because I knew good people, I had the whole band and artists. I think Dice was there as well. Travel first class. Yeah, fellas, normally they say bon deep, Hunter, but you use the manager of the band now. First class. I said,
Oh, but Hunter, you did a lot.
yeah, man, and never really brag about it. Just do my thing in an effective manner, and just promoting Dominica. I mean, everywhere I went, I spoke about Dominica and represented well. I never wanted to go on the stage and people say that from Dominica. Nah. We were never going down that way. We're doing it and doing it well. Okay, so all around the US, I had people taking the music around and giving DJs. Some of my songs were theme songs for talk shows and so on in Miami and all over. There's one song, we gotta treat the children as children. That was a theme song for a guy from Trinidad. And a lot of people thought I was from Trinidad. So you had people like Paben and Myrick and in Antigua we had the guy who used to be on the airport. He used to sing Calypso. I don't remember his name. And just promoting music, all the radio stations in Barbados, and I still believe I'm on the chart in the Kongdong in Antigua. I mean, for years, you're talking about 20 odd years. I always had songs on the chart in Antigua, the top 50. Hunter always featured and so on.
Wow.
When I went to Antigua, I would leave here. I'll give you a joke, man. In them 5-star hotel and so on, and then I come to work. And one time, I never forget that. There's a policewoman, Maxim. She works at the drug squad. When she came to see what I was working at it, she said, "Hey, la, look at you. You just going to a 5-star hotel. You see what you can." You know, she made a joke out of it. You know? But, yeah, so that was the thing. But I would be very humble, coming from my high and just fit in myself and do my thing and get ready. So when I get to Antigua,
just before you get on to Antigua, Hunter, let's see, someone is saying that, can you give Hunter a little more volume on his mic?
Okay. Yeah.
So I was take care of that.
Okay,
part.
let's see.
Tell us about
Go
Antigua.
ahead.
okay, so the music was so big in Antigua. The guys, Calypso in Antigua, call me the superstar. You're the man. You know, when I begin up guys telling them how good they are, the guys say, "But you the man." So I would never pay for a hotel in Antigua. There was this guy he has a casino, Joe Mike's. When I reached, he tell the people, yo, that guy, give him his meals, give him his room. The guy would even give him money to go play in the casino. He said, look, go enjoy, that kind of thing. So the music was that big. I had the song, Glorious, Glory, Glory, Glory. That was like a theme song in Antigua. Yeah, so I would be on them Soca shows. I would be, so the vibe was, yeah.
Hunter, you did so much for Dominica. I don't know. And Nigel, I'm really happy that we brought Hunter on. And we have to bring a lot of the Calypso and some of the other Calypso and other people on.
Earlier, the fact that at that time, there wasn't the social media.
And
so you might find that, you couldn't do Facebook Live at the time and all those kind of things. So you might not have been able to capture all what Hunter did, throughout all those years.
And sometimes we forget, or sometimes we don't do our research. So you find some artists coming up and thinking that, okay, they have arrived, I'm it, man, I'm it. And they don't realize that the way people will lay the foundation, that had to go through the grind. So you're not open that space for them that they enjoy. No, let's go to the telephone. There's someone on the line. Hello.
Yes, my partner called me from Miami.
Hey, Papa. Yes, boy, Hunter, you had songs too. Hunter was a road Calypso, Nigel. Boy, Hunter has songs.
The joking car.
The joking car.
Yes.
But Pa Ben, let me tell you something. Pa Ben was very instrumental too in promoting Hunter's music. I know that. Because in those days, I was on radio. I was a regular on radio, and people like Pa Ben would call and say they'll play Hunter. Pa Ben would even get vexed, and said to let's play Hunter. So Pa Ben, I must, big you up.
For the matter of fact, I would go to Miami and give up my hotel room and stay with Pa Ben. I still have my room at Pa Ben's house. I have a home tight. We are. Tight, you see? And I remember I had to perform in Miami. Calypso Rose, Sparrow, myself, we were the Soca artists, Calypso artists, you want to call it. And then you had T-Vice, Top Vice, Glenn Washington, and big show, huge show. So I told Sparrow, I'm going to stay with my partner, so I went by Pa Ben. The night of the show, so Sparrow called me, and he said, the promoter check you yet? I said, no. He said, well, we haven't seen him. Because normally you would bring a podium, you would give the people down payment. So I told Sparrow, we haven't seen him yet. So Sparrow said, okay, we'll be all right, we'll be good. So night of the show, went to the venue. Roy Cape All Stars were the backup band, and this is one of the most beautiful bands I've ever worked with. Roy Cape All Stars, this guy is sharp, energy.
The wicked.
Vibe. Yo, and they had blacks up front. Remember that I'll tell you one of his things. He died recently. Blacks, Hulk.
Black Stallion?
No, not Black Stallion. The Soca artist. Hulk. I feel like Hulk. Who missed out the front man for Roy Cape. And then Dextra was up front. So big. So when we get to the venue, over 10,000 people were there. And show ready. Roy Cape is on stage. And I had to sing for 45 minutes. Eager because I sick out and well dressed, and you see my hat and my shoe. I have a little white cloth just brushing that shoe there because
flamboyant Hunter.
Yeah, man. So Sparrow telling me that is coming. He put a chair between here and Rose. He said, let me tell you something. You stupid, sit down here. So the MC introducing Hunter. Hunter Dominica! Hunter! Sparrow tell me you're not going nowhere.
Yeah.
So the band playing a song, playing my song over and over. I want to be your handyman. But people, I think taking me, Sparrow tell me, I want you, I'll knock you out. So the MC came and the MC said, well, what happened? We introducing all you, what happened? Sparrow said, get the promoter. So Sparrow say, that man, we didn't see him before. You think you're going to see him after the show? Sparrow say, well, you have to pay now. So I don't know where he got a golf cart. He got a golf cart and started driving around picking up money to pay us. After he pay, Sparrow say, now you can perform.
Wow.
So I had to perform for 45 minutes. I ended up performing for 5 minutes. Got full pay.
You perform for 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Because out of time with time.
I was.
Well, yes, Pa Ben.
Nigel, good morning.
Happy New Year.
I was. Good morning. May the peace of Almighty here with be with you guys for okay.
Returns are plenty.
Yes, I'd like to tell people a happy New Year because sometimes you say happy New Year and so many sadness and so much different things happen throughout the year, you know. But if you have the peace of Almighty Yahweh with you, He's gonna see you through and carry you through all the hard times and tribulation you go through. But anyway,
Nice.
let me tell you something about this guy they call Hunter Centros, Deryck Centros. I always say, no matter what people will say to me, Hunter is the best thing that ever came from Dominica when it comes to Calypso and stuff like that. Because, as you rightly said, when he came up here before, I was the man, I was like his manager of here. And I never forget, see Paben, old Paben from Mao coming to Dominica, have Sparrow, Ukro, Black Silent, a whole set of man in a vehicle. Trinidad man, you know, in a vehicle. Transporting to go to rehearsal. Wonder you can remember that same time
I remember.
Roy Cape was backing you guys up. Yeah, man, and I have to transport those guys, those big stars from Trinidad, all compliments Hunter, to different areas where they practicing and take them back to their hotel and things like that. You know, and I just don't know what happened to Hunter, but Hunter was and I think he's still the most respected Calypsonian or artist that came from Dominica when it comes to the world. He may not be getting that kind of respect in Dominica because a king is never honored in his own country. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to internationally, Hunter is what people know when it comes to music. Let me tell you something. We were in New Jersey one time. I think Michael Anderson was up there backing him up. Right, Hunter?
Right.
And we up there because as one of the promoters, I used to travel in different areas that he go. And before the jam, there's a song called Happiness playing. She have money. She have everything. But all she missing is happiness. And I had some girls there singing that and dancing. I was. And I say, oh, you know what that song really talking about? They say, no, when I explain to this girl fall down, man, laugh, man. They say, we never know that's what the song's saying, I hope you understand what the song's saying. All she wants is happiness. God, I just want to wish you all the best.
Thank you, brother.
And I wish you could come. You could come back and do what you used to do before. And remember, you sing for the people, yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure.
All right, my brother. Take care. I was thankful for taking my call.
All the best, man.
Take care of yourself, my brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yes,
thank
my
you.
brother. Take care.
All right. Okay. Wow. Let's just see if that person is. There's so many calls, so let's see if that person is on. Hello.
Hi, good morning and congratulations. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
To you as well.
I just want to add my voice in commending Hunter. I believe in contemporary times, Hunter is one of the best Calypsonians ever to hit Dominica. I mean, you had Solo, you had Spencer, you had those great old-time Calypsonians. But I believe if Hunter was from Trinidad and Tobago, he would be high on the agenda and on the map globally. So I want to say full marks to you, my brother. You continue to make a tremendous contribution to the music, to the genre and to the music world, Calypso genre, I should say. And I just want to wish you the best. And I'm listening. Very interesting program.
Thank
Keep
you.
the faith, brother.
Thank you.
You're a
Thank
good man.
Thank you.
So Nigel, I remember when I used to be on air. I was a regular on air back in the day, and that song came out, "Cream of the Crop." So of course I would have heard it before I even played it. But then I played it and I listened to the lyrics, and Nigel, I'm on air crying. You know that song, yeah, the cream of the crop. Don't allow their confidence to drop. Don't be ungrateful. Please be respectful. Children
Yes,
never
please the respectful children.
When you, I mean,
Rise to the top.
Nigel, I think that's one of the greatest songs. Seriously.
Was that what?
What year was that? What year was?
Was that song because of how you grew up and the struggles you had and all the rest of it?
That was part of it too. But I'm always strong on children growing up in the right way, and too often we see parents just neglecting, not paying attention to the real important stuff, and so many disorganized young people. So I was almost every year I write a calypso, or I wrote or do an album, I always try to put in something to protect or to advise people how to, to look after the children, protect women, and hence the reason why a certain time in my career I took a break because I had children growing up, and I'll give you a very very interesting program, and people at home listening could take a pen and learn certain things from the way I went about my stuff, because I could become a millionaire making money, but with that same $1 million I would have to be burying people, paying lawyer fees, so trying to get people evaluated because they're mad and stuff. So I had to take a break to do my homework, and my intention was to have some outstanding children who are going to contribute in a positive way to the development of the nation, not to just have children and say you have children and stuff.
You remember your props on stage for that year? You had children on stage, I think?
Yeah, I had some children on stage, dressed in white, to bring out the emotion,
That's a powerful song, man. And announcers and broadcasters who never got a chance to play this song because probably they are very young in the business should look for that song, Cream of the Crop. That's one of the greatest songs you can ever play. And when you realize it's from a Dominican, touching these issues which are still very, very relevant.
Very relevant. Yeah.
You'll understand, the power that Deryck the Hunter St. Rose has. That manages. Yeah, he's a genius. Nigel, the calls are coming. So many. Take another one, Nigel. Let's take another one. Hello.
Take another one.
Hello. Okay, that person couldn't wait on that line. Let's try this one. Hello. Okay, you'll have to call us back again. Oh my goodness, Nigel, all the lines are going. Hello. Hello. Okay, you'll have to call us back. Nigel, is the book busy? What is happening?
The book is just going crazy by itself. So I mean, there's so much stuff happening in there. Let's say Cheryl Etienne says Hunter started his Calypso trade in Posse. Yes, I think he was placed after Miko. We spoke about that. One must have excellent dancing feet with magical whisk. That's what Hunter had. Yes.
I want to have that kind of a winery there. I don't know.
Yes, Dead Prince. I'm a hardcore diehard Hunter fan. Even in the gym, that's all I have playing for my music when I'm exercising. King Hunter, the master of Dubletad. This Scooby Samuel. I still enjoy his songs. That man has talent. Not monkey trick talent. It's truly a great talent. Definitely so. I believe Hunter should mentor Calypsonians that are humble enough to accept his services and experiences. Let's see. Jeno, bonjour, tout le monde a le Guadeloupe. Bonne année. Okay, that's from Guadeloupe, so I have to say it that way as well. Hunter should be on Creole Festival. I'm not sure if he's ever performed on the World Creole Music Festival, but he should have a section.
Good points,
Well, that's something, of course, we spoke about, when I was back home doing the Creole Festival, the 3 nights there. And one of the things we mentioned was that they're hoping this year, 2025, because it's the 25th anniversary, that Calypso is going to form part of the World Creole Music Festival. Yeah. And we're going to hold the people responsible because that's
and Hunter is also a soca artist as well, Calypsonian soca artist.
Yes, as a soca artist. We've seen other soca artists come and perform. And I think Hunter can hold his own with any one of them that has performed. So I'm not sure if that's something that will happen, but we're going to put the fire to the feet and put the feet to the fire, however you want to say it. And try to make it happen.
Right. But you spoke about World Creole Music Festival. Because in the early days, I would be one of the people, Eddie Toole and myself would go to England and do promotions for the same World Music Festival.
I remember. I was on air back then.
I was real powerful in London and these places. And there's a guy I must make mention of, Vincent John. He is the president of DUNCA, Dominica UK Association. This is a guy, that's my personal partner. He's a lawyer, lecturer, and stuff, and he's in charge. Very, very patriotic man. And for years, you've been doing the UK Carnival, having the Dominica float on the road and organizing and so on. So I knew these people, and Dave and all the DJs like Martin and all the top DJs. I don't remember all of them now. But then it was just a vibe. It was just a vibe in London. And the business was big. But then, yeah, as you rightly said, the king is not honored in his home, you know. So yeah. I remember doing a show with Baron, and after the guy saw me perform, the man said, "Man, let me tell you something, man. You the man, you know. You know." And these guys, the Trini people, a lot of respect for me. I remember one time I went to do a show, so I had my driver, and you have to see the police opening the gate for Little Hunter to pass through New York and things. Go through.
Hunter from Clifton.
Clifton, Little Clifton. Yeah. So when I got to the venue, I saw all the Trini, the big artists, telling each other, "You haven't heard him yet? Wait until you hear him." I see Sandra telling them, "That boy, he's bad." You know, so you know, and they're telling everybody. So who didn't know me, the Trini people asking about who's that guy, who's that hunter. So they then just wait, or you will, you know, or you will see. So I will go there and do my thing, and you know, the vibe was just magical.
Wow, Nigel, I mean...
But during all those tours, and if another call comes, you can take it.
Yeah, they're
during
coming
all
here.
those tours, you were still part of the local competition.
Still part of the local competition. And I'm still helping some of the local artists too. And by the way, I was the one who introduced a lot of the young artists into the Calypso thing. Because I always thought that, you know, I wasn't going to be there forever, and the thing has to continue. And it wasn't about myself. It wasn't about winning crown. Some people say, you could win more crown, or you don't want... I just wanted to, it's just like my practice ground. The competition was my practice ground. Do my thing, do my contribution, have my little kicks, touch who I want to touch, and just...
Nigel, you remember back in the day when we used to do the Cicero, at Cicero Hotel, the Stardom tent? You remember those days? I mean, Hunter was just, wow. That was just something else. And then the next day, the man had to dress in his police uniform to go to work.
Sometimes the same night. Yeah.
Next day, maybe sometime the same night, he had to go and change sometime and go back to his police uniform.
And that speaks about passion, you know, and love for country. Because to go on stage and do all of this, you're not just doing it for yourself, you know, for a show. You're doing it for your country. You're doing it for your country and for people to recognize outside of Dominica the amount of talent and the wealth of talent that we have. Let's go back to the telephone. Hello. Yes, you are on. Hello.
Yes, I want to say good day.
Yes, go ahead. You're listening.
Yeah, yes, Ivona and your
Nigel
co-host
and yes,
Nigel and my brother Hunter.
Yes, sir.
I want to big up Hunter a lot because I had the opportunity to interview him. He and Dice on a local station, and Hunter is the guy who gives you the less problem. The two people you would enjoy interviewing Chovy Olomide and Hunter, because they make your work easy. You don't have to, if you have something written and organized, you ought to forget that, because when he speaks, it gives you less problem to make research or the follow-up questions. And he has a way laughing. When he laughs, it creates another kind of a musical feeling. So I want to speak up about Brother Hunter. He may see who he's talking, and I want to thank him for everything and wish him all the best in his musical business. And to you, Ivona and Nigel, I'm a fan of the Collect the Dots on DBS, and I might not comment, but I am always there checking out the vibes, and I enjoy the way you host the cruise. So I just want to wish you and all your people all the best for the new year, including the man Hunter himself. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. Nigel, boy, I need a song. I need a song, or I need a verse. I need something. Nigel, there. Seriously,
What? It is something new that you're working on, or something?
Well, anything, anything is something I'm going to picky. No, but Hunter has so many songs. So Hunter, I don't know which one you want to sing. I mean, anyone can do a slow one, a fast one.
Okay.
Anyone can do one that really comes to your mind immediately.
Ever since you, sweet man, went away, Louvain. I'm not seeing them smiles on your face again. I notice some rays of grass growing in your yard, darling. If you have friends visiting that look sad, I want to be you and the man. I'll work on your plantation. I want to be you and the man. I want to brush up. I want to clean up. Yes, I want to cut up. I want to be you and the man. Do, darling. You and I just want to be you and the man. Do, darling. If you pipe a running, I could do you plumbing. I could cut your lawn and make you have fun. I want to be you and the man, do that. Be you and the man.
Yes, yeah. When Nigel,
The application out.
Yes,
Yeah.
application out. And what I like about Hunter as well in some of his songs, you know, he uses a lot of like juxtaposition, you know, placing two things side by side so as to highlight their differences. And you know, writers use it for rhetorical effect. So Hunter has a way of doing this as well, you know, the juxtaposing sort of divergent elements frequently. So wealth and poverty, beauty and ugliness, darkness and light. So Hunter, you know, he has it. He really has it when it comes to that. Let's go back to the telephone, Nigel. A lot of calls there. Let's go back. Hello. Yes, you're on.
Hello, good morning, Nigel.
Hi,
Good morning, Nigel.
Hey, morning, Vado. Morning.
Morning, Hunter.
Morning, Vado.
Okay, good morning, my love. You know how much I love you.
Thank
Let me
you.
tell you, Ivona and Nigel. 1 year I came home for Carnival, Canada. So I said to my friend, what's happening tonight now? But yes, just I tell her, I said, what happened? She tell me, Vado, let's go to the Windsor Park for you to see the whining policeman. I said, whining policeman in Calypso, a policeman in Calypso. She told me, yes, Vado. When I saw Hunter, I fell in love with him. But I started to cry. I the way he was dancing. What did I get? Another thing I came back home another year to renovate my house. And it was Carnival time. So he and Valkoff asked me, you know, they're going to Canada and whatever. I said, you all can start my home. There's no problem. So Val, Hunter, and Spencer, and at that time my daughter was pregnant, boy. I know she just had the baby. Hunter gave her the best time. She gave them the best time ever. I can never forget Hunter, Spencer, and Val. And I like their record, Brotherly Brothers, and Spencer. And all these calypsos, you know which one I like, the Paro. That is the one I cry about. Because when I can really think, no, what's happening, make me a Paro. You know, look, but all the other songs, I like it, I love one, sir. And he knows that. Hunter, and Val, these are now calypsos to play. When I used to go to Ghana, I used to look forward to a Wednesday to start because I know. And this particular guy, to shine Hunter's shoes, you know, while Hunter singing.
I remember that.
That was Saddam 10 to before. Now it's there. It's just there. But to me, I enjoy Saddam singing Hunter, I Hunter, Val, and all the others, you know. But all the best to you, Hunter. I am there with you. I support you everywhere I can, Hunter. And you make me glad.
Right.
As a Calypsonian, and I said that he would say you're the most decorative Calypsonian.
Yes, continuously yours. That's what Kennedy would say as well. Thank you, Vado.
Yes.
Yes, Nigel.
But Hunter, you've been through, I mean, so in terms of like the competitions, what are some of the changes? Like when you started, you see your fellas at the backstage trying to frighten you before you go on stage, doing all kind of things.
Tell us about the voodoo in Calypso.
Something happening.
Yes, because I remember we had Peaky. We asked Peaky that once. We also asked that to Rabbit as well, and some of the Calypsonians we would have in the past. So tell us about that voodoo experience in Calypso, especially in the night of the finals.
But let me tell you, well, I haven't been in the competition in recent time. But before, that used to be there used to be a real tension backstage. But everybody want to do well, everybody want to win, and that in itself gives the competition, you know, a good vibe. You know, everybody want to, you come in there, it's business. And let me tell you something. Sometimes I remember a hurricane. You could never see a hurricane. I always used to put his head down. He's talking to nobody. Bob, you take a thing and put over his fist like a Muslim, so you don't see nothing. Daddy chest had sweaty palms. I used to call him. When he touched that, sweating. So a lot of tension backstage. You couldn't touch anybody's shoe or suit. No, my fellas have fellas doing security watching that. You can't take it. So, but I remember one year, Scrunter lost his voice. That fine. I can never forget that. Scrunter might say, "We in tongue." Boy, look story. We were in tongue. I was kind of pushing some CDs, and Picky met Scrunter, and Picky told Scrunter, "You sang about me something that I can't remember what Scrunter did. I'm going to make you lose your voice tonight." Scrunter says, "She did, okay. None said make you lose my voice." Hey, lo and behold, night of the finals. Scrunter still and all of that. and no, but let me stand. Let me show you people what Picky is doing. Hold on. So Picky backstage. They said he was joking, but let me that. But the serious thing, I saw my Picky cross and Picky. Every time Picky do that, Scott. Yeah. And Picky said, "I'm going to mash you up tonight. I'll mash you up." Scott.
Nigel. Yes.
So I really and truly, I don't know if this thing was real or if he just woke on Scrunter's mind. But Scrunter, top pitch voice, all of a sudden, it's like he go underwater.
Oh, Nigel, I cried.
The classic everybody, but you ain't nothing yet. So I am with my team backstage, and they say, "Boy, yo, you swear to God, Astapano's backstage because I never see Calypso in my life. Garlic under your arm, hold that under your tongue, garlic." I was like, Jesus, what is that from Miguel? No, garlic. I don't know. I never realized I find out without someone garlic. I don't know if there was a vending. Let me tell you. So they tell me I have to change in wrong side. Problems. Let me tell you. I have never changed a boxer so fast in my life. But, hey. Jesus. Prayers and things have to come and stay. People praying. I bought a 10 hand on my head praying. Holy Father, his voice shall not go tonight. Wait, look. Let me tell you. No, I said it for. Whoa.
Oh no.
No, Nigel. After all that press, my turn to come and say I forgot my song starting because problems.
Oh my goodness, Nigel.
Yeah, man. So I dressed in the wrong side, but that tied me up too. I dressed in the wrong side. And I asking the people in my team about how my song starting again. I forget everything. Yeah. We had to get the police to take pictures backstage. Tell you, take Mr. out. Mr. gonna spoil the show.
Okay, we'll breathe.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I've never seen so much drama in my life. Calypso finals? You kidding me? I will mash you up! Let me tell you something. Oh.
Nigel, let's go to the telephone number, please. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, morning. Hello, morning.
Are you much together this morning?
Say that again.
Mr. Hunter,
Madam.
mommy.
Mommy, what do you, how are you, mommy?
I know.
Oh
You
my
didn't give
goodness.
a good therapy this morning. You didn't have good therapy this morning.
Yes, indeed.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I will see you and all your entire family.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you not hearing me? Are you not thinking? I will see you, your wife, and the entire family. Blessed New Year.
Okay.
Anyway, you make our day today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Remember my friend in Lagos?
Yes.
I tell you on that day you were tough.
Okay, mommy.
Okay.
So anyway, I will continue blessing.
Thank you very much.
And all the members of staff of UBS.
Thank
God
you.
bless all of you and a blessed New Year.
Yes. God bless you too.
You are my king.
Thank you.
No matter who come after. Because I tell you, baby, look in the palm of your hand and they touch you up by your demand.
All right. Okay.
That you are still alive.
Yes, he is. He is.
So I say good morning to my doctor, Honorable Prime Minister Ruth Kelly. Wherever you are, my son, may God continue to bless, guide, protect, and direct you, your entire family.
Thank you.
And ministers, the genuine ministers.
Okay. So, yes, everyone. Thank you. All the best to you as well. Okay, you take care. Okay, yes, thank you. Yes.
Yes. I sorry.
So-
I apologize to all
Oh,
listeners.
I said I was going to laugh it.
You know, and for years trying to avoid picking, you see picking, yeah? You taking another. I'm going to mash you up, but I never forget those words. But for years, Piggy was like a ghost. I mean, Scrunda,
Wow. Tension by the back there. Tension at the back there. I would have seen this tension even as a little girl, you know, because I used to go on stage with NC. You know, back in the day, you know, and NC sung Harlem, you know, and some other songs as well. You know, and I would have, you know, recognized things. But anyway, let's go to the telephone. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Morning.
Hi, Hunty.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. No, but Ivona have me laughing.
Okay, it's not
Ivona make me dribble on me, you know, Ivona. But Hunty, you know something? You remember the last time I spoke to you?
Yes.
You forget to say you're hunting.
Yeah. I'm hunting.
The other song I want you to make for me, Hunting Crab. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, Papa.
But I don't know about that prayer, and you end up forgetting the song.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm enjoying.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Okay then. Yeah, okay.
Those are the days.
But I mean, it tells you how serious those guys took that.
Oh, yeah, very, very serious, man.
You
Very serious.
and what used to happen backstage, and those of course, in the audience, you know, I mean, this team, we don't know what's going on back there. We don't know how tense it is back there.
You be around that time. You have, you know, out of the 10 guys, you could have 5 fellas that could win. You know, you don't know how the show was going to go, and then the slightest mistake could put you off. So people would try to do people, you know, and thing. I had some guys in my corner like Joey Lloyd. When Joey was my bouncer, when Joey walked in, opened his thing.
You're ready.
Watch you. And so you know who's coming behind there. The hunter's coming, and Joey watch you. Fellas used to bow their head. But call security to remove Joey. And Joey had a special cuff on the final. He put it on my foot like this. And
Nigel was show.
And fellas, no, it's a psychological thing. So when fellas see you have that kind of entourage, and so fellas, you have to shake, you know. And he have this cuff and he's brushing that and he massaged my shoulder and say, "You ready, soldier?" Yeah. I mean,
yes,
that would put you off.
I remember there was a Calypso who lost his shoe. I'm not sure if it's in both sides. It was a caress.
Up to now, you can find it.
And there was there are 10 Calypsonians you will see for the finals before they go on stage. There was a particular Calypsonian who put his shirt or a towel over his face and just not see anybody at all until it's time to...
But the thing about the carousel of the show, and he also forgot his song and everything. So I'm not too sure that disappearance of the show had to do with it, you know. So,
Wow. I enjoy this. Hunter, I want to ask you a question I should have asked you earlier. Okay, let's just take this caller quickly and after I'll ask you. Hello,
good day.
Good day to you.
Good day. Happy New Year to everybody.
To you as well.
To you too.
Yes. Hunter.
yes, sir.
Greetings, brother.
Greetings, man.
Boy, let me tell you, Hunter, for years I've been listening to you. And you is one of my role models in Calypso. I love your music.
Thank you, Miguel.
You know, you're well respected locally and internationally.
Thank you.
But then again, Hunter, you know already the Calypso business is not just about the elders. It's always about the upcoming ones that really come in and want to make their mark. You know, and you know, lately there's been a lot of controversy where, you know, the young artists, some of them really come in and they put in their best foot forward. And it's like no matter how hard they try, they cannot make it to the finish line. You know, I would like to hear what is your plea on their behalf, you know, your plight on their behalf, and, you know, what would you say to them so that that spirit that they have won't die, and they'll keep on coming and trying to do their best, as, you know, guys like you done and doing still. So, take good care.
Yeah, man.
Happy New Year once again.
Thank you.
Okay.
Respect.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Well, just to answer your question, if you continue to fail, the thing is you should not give up. You should not give up in a dream and just continue working harder. And if you need help, you seek advice. You know, some of the artists, they believe they know it all, and they want to make it to the finals. People say you're nice and believe that's it. But it's a lot of work. And it's not only around carnival time, it's a whole year program. If you know you're not so strong, you have to start working very early, prepare early. Early preparation is very, very important. Okay? So you get the song early, you start working on it, you will see where you have to make changes. Ask advice. Don't be too heavy. I remember a certain Calypso got himself in trouble. After I saw his lyrics and I told him that was kind of offensive, it was too raw, it was too harsh, and he didn't listen, he ended up in trouble. Because I've been there. There are ways in which you craft your thing, and even though you say a man is a thief for you, you say it in such a way that it's not too offensive, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to say, you're damn thief, I mean, you're looking for trouble. You understand? There are ways in which you put the lyrics, the words together to make the thing smooth. You send out the same message, but in a different, smoother way. More, you know.
Right. Have you ever written for guys and also compete against them at the same time?
All the time, yeah. Not only that, to coach some people, and I'm in the same competition. You know, use of mic, body language, facial expression, and so I think I'm in the competition, but I always tell them it's not about me. It's not about me winning. We want to have a good show. We want to have people. We want people to grow. So you help. That's how you give a little expertise, and they, I must say, took it in good faith. I mean, all the artists.
Were there times
Tasha, all the guys coming in for the first time.
Were there times when you give so much of your time to help develop other artists, even artists that would compete against you, that you don't even have much time for yourself because you give so much of you to them? Has that ever happened? Or you always try to fashion
I always
make it work for you as well?
I always manage. And one of the things I used to do in the competition, I always knew what I wanted to do, and I would plan my props and everything. So I would go early to the stage where we have the finals, measure the stage, tip line and everything, serious business, and then go up to Monbus on the parade square, measure it, and then do my rehearsal there.
Wow.
So people have a fair idea where we're going to be. We mark up where the band going to be, so they have an idea. So when you come on stage, it's business. You don't go running around. But I remember one guy, a cousin of mine from Cottage. He was supposed to act in a role, and all thing was there with me as well. Blackmore was Monette was she works with the president now.
Donnell Blackmore.
So this guy supposed to be on stage with me. Okay. Looking for him, we can't find him. The guy found himself in a bar. When they get him, a policeman got him and bring him on stage. When we put him on stage, the guy is supposed to have a conversation. He is like goo goo gaga. But Blackman was very good. Donnell, she said, "Ula goo goo gaga," and just turn it around. The guy was so bully, drunk, bouncing into people and falling down. So you try to avoid that. So what I would do is get my people early and keep them together. We will have drinks after the job is completed. But you do go having fun, and you have to come on stage, and you don't even know what's your role. That could put you off.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow. I wanted to ask you, I want to go back to the Mighty Sparrow, decorated artists. People grew up listening to Sparrow. I interviewed Sparrow 4 times, Nigel, but what I did not do was record it for posterity. So that's a lapse on my part, because I remember when I was on radio and Sparrow would have come down, I would always interview Sparrow. But how did you feel though, Hunter? This young boy from Clifton, going to the Calypso arena, has the charisma on stage and all of that. And then you had to be working with Sparrow. Well, you work with Sparrow and you still continue to be very close to Sparrow. How did that hit you when you first made that, that connection with the Mighty Sparrow?
It was, an honor. It was an honor. I mean, and the way the guy embraced me, when he heard my voice, he said, "Wow, Dominica." Yeah, and then we instantly became good friends. I remember we used to go to shows, and I'll give you a joke. Tokyo had this car, Nigeria that car. That car was probably a 1956 car. When you're on the road, it was like that. Let me give you the joke. So boy, these guys. So I would go to the venue to my show, take my limo to the people's show. And when you meet Sparrow in Tokyo, I have to drive with them. Sparrow said, "You are my son, you with me." And we on that car there. The door, Sparrow have to be holding up the door. And that car in New York, Tokyo, and you know what I mean? There's something else. And Sparrow would line with Tokyo full time. And these guys, something else. They were very, very good friends. And they had me in the midst there and just talking and giving advice, and it was a good experience learning from Sparrow, and he always looked out for me, call me, "I'm just checking on you, the guy is sick," and the guy said, I'm checking on you, man, you all right?" and so I remember something that hit me once. I was in New York, and Sparrow called me and said, "Yo, you need to come and check me, let's have some beers, let's chat, we need to chat." And I said, "Sparrow, man, I will check you, I have to go to Canada." And so while I'm in Canada, I heard Sparrow is dead. I was like, "Well, dead?" Well, he was in a coma and was in hospital for almost a month. And the guy, remember, on his way from the hospital, he's on a taxi and telling me, "Hello, you see when somebody tell you they want to see you, you must make time." That rocked me, because the man said I could have died and I would have haunt you. Yeah? I couldn't say a word. But he said, "Boss, I wanted to see you. You never, but I could die." And I learned that. Anytime you see people, I need to see you, especially when, you just need to find some time. I put it off on the guy for a whole month. I didn't hear him. I couldn't make contact. I don't have his children's number and that kind of thing, So, yeah, but we were very tight and just checked on me and yeah. And by the way, he told me, I could use any one of his songs to do anything. He said, "You use any song, do your thing." He gave me the license to do my stuff and thing. So, but there are a lot of stuff that is in the making, and some people believe that I'm finished with the art form, but I'm not. I'm just organizing myself because I want to be in top shape. So when I start touring, I have no breakdown, no flat tire or anything. We need to fix up, make sure the health is in point and thing. But there are a lot of stuff going on in the background, helping out artists, working with bands, hope to do a collab and a lot of stuff. The exciting times ahead, and that's why I'm never stressed. So many good things to think about, good people around me, and the vibe.
Call quickly. Hello.
Hello, good day. When you come on my radio, fast. Just so. On to my brother, that is right.
Oh, you're right.
From Small living in Cathedral.
Yes, are you?
Let me tell you something, man. When you see you on the stage and I see you moving your leg and think, I just wonder how you're doing it, That gets me feel really good and you're singing at the same time. It's a pleasure to see you on stage.
Thank you.
And I say, after all, it's a policeman, but that's how we rock in the crowd. But what I'm very proud about is when I was present at the Windsor Park, at the stadium, and I see go up for that award.
Oh, yes.
That made me feel proud. How did you feel on that day?
Very, very, very proud. I think it was in 2012, the 2011 Meritorious Award. And in 2012, I got the Golden Drum Award as well.
When you had the Golden Drum Award, I felt really proud. The Calypso and working to get that award and still performing that week. So congratulations to that and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And your songs are inspiring.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you as well.
Okay.
All right. Wow, Nigel, so much fun. And Nigel, the comments, Nigel.
Also, I mean, you've toured like almost all over. Is there like a special place, special venue that you kind of just always love to perform there?
Yeah, well,
country or anything?
Yeah, I particularly enjoyed London, of course, England. England, St. Thomas, Tortola, Antigua, these places were good memories and things. But everywhere I went, the reception was always nice, and the people really gravitated to the stuff, So, I really had a good and made good friends with all the artists around the region too, from Beckett, St. Vincent, where everybody and always have me in high regard. I remember one time, it was Crazy. I had them invite Dice to a show, and then when we got to the limousine, Dice was, Auntie, and you so quiet in Dominica, because the vibe, the hype, champagne, and so I introduced him, and Crazy. I remember Crazy telling him, "Yo, you see that man? That man is carrying Dominica, Calypso, and Soca on his back. All you have to respect the man." And all the artists would tell the like Shadow and thing. That man carrying Dominica music on his back. So that's how these guys had me in such high regard, as a real Caribbean superstar. Yeah, I mean,
Nigel, as a nation,
Nigel,
as a nation, I don't think we respect Hunter enough. Seriously. We just don't. And it could be that a lot of people don't know, a lot of the younger ones don't know what Hunter did, how he paved the way for them. But I don't think we have. And yes, he has received the Meritorious Service Award as national recognition, a Golden Drum Award as well. But I think we should begin to realize that we have to respect our artists much more than we do. And it has to be a holistic approach. We have to do this, on a national front. Let us rally behind, these people, because they promote the country a lot. I mean, promote the country a lot. So when someone from outside of Dominica hear about Hunter, they say, but of course I saw that guy, perform, and that guy is so flamboyant on stage and all of that. So I'm just saying all of this to say that, Nigel, I think we need to respect people like Hunter much more. And it's not too late. It's not too late to show greater recognition.
They do it almost on their own. When they go out, then represents, and in a sense, people like Hunter, Scrunter, and all the rest who went before. I mean, they're the ones responsible for what's happening right now, and we need to recognize that and pay respect and homage to that. So I definitely have to appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
We have to let people know that.
Talking about that, let me just big up Young Bull one time and Scrunter. These guys, work really, really hard. I remember one time we were doing a show in London, and Young Bull was there. Young Bull was the MC. Nasio Fountain was there as well on that show, and so they came to me. Young Bull came to me and said, "There are a number of white people here to see you." So I asked, "Where are they from?" They say Germany, and they want to come back. So they're excited. They want to meet out them. So I asked him to come in. And these guys were from Germany, and they sang a song for me that never played here, and I'm sure you do know that song. One of my Soca songs, it never played here, but that was a big song in Germany. And these guys came to London to see me, and they told me, "You know what, we're going to come." So I told them about the festival. They said, "We're going to come to the festival to see you." Yeah, and they came. A whole contingent from Germany came all the way to Dominica. So that's to show you the power of the music, the impact music can have on people, And they came all the way from Germany, came here, looked for me, and that kind of way. So the music, It's very powerful.
Yeah, and I think for Hunter, it's not just the music alone, it's just his persona on stage, is what he brings on stage, is his energy, that vibes that he has. I remember one year, going back to the Sister Hotel as well at Amsterdam tent, when Hunter came with his whining machine, and Hunter was just whining. No, Val Coffee, of course, had to try to beat this. Val came after, and Val came in his diapers. And wow, those were the days,
fun.
The Calypsonians would put so much effort into, just like getting the crowd, to just enjoy, like a big time production it was back
a show,
then.
yeah. You had to,
it was.
You had to perform for the people.
But while we here, I just want to say big up to Jenny and Astafan. Jenny Astafan. I mean, kudos to Jenny Astafan. I mean, I couldn't ask for more in terms of the support. I would be in the studio, and before I even write the letter, Jenny would call, because we had to develop a relationship. We'd call and say, when you coming to see me, when you coming to see me, and I'll go to Jenny and do what you want, and yeah, man, maximum support. I would get friends with people, and the vibe was so big, and I was well respected around the region. That there, I used to do cassettes in those days, in Barbados, and I could call from Dominic and tell the owner of the place, I need you to do me 2,000 cassettes, and I'll be up. And these people would do that. I would go to a place called St. Thomas in Barbados, Applewaite St. Thomas in Barbados. I'll go there and do my cassettes, do my hustle. I mean, I really took pride in what I did, in what I was doing, and just to promote the place. And so I'd go get my cassettes, do my hustle, do my thing. When we're doing the CDs, my uncle Alvin used to go all the way to Long Island and pick up the CDs, make sure that they shipped to me and so on. So it was a whole business, and Marie and everybody involved. And talking about that, I work with people like used to arrange for Sparrow, no, from St. Vincent, man. Yeah, but a lot of good people. We just work with a whole set of good people and mingle with a lot of good people as well. I remember going as far as a place in Canada called Winnipeg, twice, and strictly white people, and it's just fun in a festival there and vibe. Then we did St. Catherine's, we did just all over, the nice and of the vibe. Yeah.
Oh, wow, Nigel.
How do you see like Calypso now compared to back then when you were fully involved in it? I mean, have you seen it? Some of the changes? Do you think it's heading in the right direction? What are some of the views on that?
Well, the thing is not as authentic as it used to be. The competitive nature that we used to have in the past is not too much there because of the caliber of the artists. Before you had that more fighting spirit and that willingness to win and do well, and so we have a lot of good voices that can be developed. We're not so bad. It's just that we need to get more writers involved to make the thing more competitive. Pattern is not writing as much as it used to, and then we need people to develop the writing skills. I see Shelley coming on board and some of the people who can help. That is important to make the competition really powerful. We need more writers. We need more. The artists, they can develop the craft by terms of on stage and that kind of thing. That's not a problem. But the lyrical content is left to be desired.
Hunter, you had a lot of, you have really a lot of nation-building calypsos and self-building calypsos as well. Was this deliberate?
Yeah, deliberate, because everything is not bad in Dominica, man. Everything is not bad. We have a lot of good stuff, and people need to know about, And if we just like you have a child and you always preach negative, that child don't fool yourself, is going to go down the road. You have to preach positive stuff. I believe we have a great nation, and we as the artists, I always say, we are the front men, we are the promoters of the race, so we have to do it well. Even the bands, some of the lyrics they present is not good. Not good, because you have a lot of young children listening, and when they hear those kind of stuff, they're going to practice those kind of stuff, and so you have to preach. You have the power to lead, so let's do it right. Let's do it right. Let's try to bring people up, not caution you roll in labu and take out your pants and caution it. Because unless we can do better than that, because we are creating a disaster. We create. Everybody want to take out their clothes now. Well, this is that now, man. Since when we become like that now, man? You know, that's how we can do better to develop our young people, to make young people strong, to make them positive, and that is why I kind of cool out on my performances to be home with my children. We talk about that, my children, because when they start developing little breasts and stuff and egos are flying and things there, you have to be careful. I couldn't be in America, say I'm making money and I have problems here. You understand? Yeah? I would rather forfeit those money to make sure I bring up discipline, positive young people to make a difference. Yeah? And that's what we're all about. It's not about the money now and that cushiony fellas going, but it's hurt me, telling you. Yeah, it's not good.
That's deep.
Not good, and I know something needs to be done. That's why I love this band, Shelly's band. You see?
Signal, right?
Signal. You. There are ways in which you can craft your lyrics for it not to be so offensive, so crude. And guess what? The little children, they learn the stuff, and they're in school singing them. They don't know what they're singing yet. But they later get to find what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? In schools, they're singing them things. And the little brain, like sponge, you grab those stuff. And
so it doesn't matter what genre, you have to be able to craft your music properly. You
Spiral
have to
sang nastiness for all those years.
Yes.
And
the lizard.
One of the dress. What are lizard doing up there?
Yes.
So we have to be careful. We really have to be careful. You know.
Wow. Nigel, let's go back to the telephone. I tell you, the lines are really, really going. Let me see. Some people just can't wait. Okay. So we lost that one. Let's try this one. Hello.
Ivona.
Hi.
Sorry for calling back your show.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hunty. You mentioned Pat Aaron name. And I just want to let you know something, and I want the world to know that. You see, Pat Aaron? Pat Aaron hold you very, 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 very high. Yes. Don't ever think that Pat Aaron don't respect you and he don't love you as a Calypsonian, as a person, as an artist. Once Pat Aaron told me, okay, because Pat Aaron really tight, and I can say that I don't think he's going to be offended. He told me, you see, if I have Hunter writing for Hunter, I don't need many more people, you know. I would just have 2 other people, Dice and somebody else, and that's it. And we would mash up the place. That's how high this man regard you, okay? I just want you to let him know that.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Patrick John wrote for you as well, right? The late Patrick John. Very good writer he was.
Yes. What I love about Jay, he would give me the lyrics and tell me, what you find offensive, remove it. You're the artist. You're going to be singing it, so adjust it to suit yourself. Because he also respect that the fact that I could do my little writing too, so he tell me to. I think I remember One Flag, which is a song that will never die. When he gave me the lyrics, he was we going nowhere, and it was 2000. I said, no man, Jay man, this is 2000 man. How you say we going nowhere now? We getting older, we going places now. I tell him, he tell me do what you want. So I used the lyrics and I took it instead of the negative thing. I would make it a positive. Yeah, one flag, one people, one nation. Yeah, 2000 we moving forward. Not nah. And he and that's how One Flag came to fore, you know. And I also did Trini. That my partner wrote some soca songs as well. Ferguson. Also Bernard Frampton did Cry of a Paro. Gregory Rabes did one song one year. Soca on the Net, man. Okay. Soca on the Net. So, yeah, man. So these some of the people who also helped to pen.
Wow. Let's go back to the telephone. Hello. Okay, you'll have to call us back. By the way, Nigel, I sent you a message, so just look at it.
Check it out. Okay.
Look at the book. Let me just look at the book still, Nigel. I tell you, a lot is happening, and it's really busy. And as I said earlier, even when I sent out the flyer that Hunter was going to be on, I mean, people were like, wow. Somebody saying, I really enjoyed CCD today. Thanks, DBS, Ivona, Nigel, and Hunter. Nigel, a lot of comments. My family's always nice, King Hunter. Oh yes, my family's always nice. That's like a rum song, is that no?
Yeah.
My family's always nice. You remember that, Hunter? You want to
Yeah.
sing a line of that?
They say birds of a feather, just so always flock together. Just where you see one with me, brother, doom doom, you must find the other. The more we are together, the nicer we does be. And when we don't have liquor, guess what? We drinking vinegar. My family, always nice. Me family, always. Yes, we always. But yeah.
I remember when you came with that song, Carry Bacchanal, man, on stage. That was just wild. That was like that song we wheezed as on radio. Eh? You remember back in the day we would wheeze songs. We really wheezed that song. Everybody would be passing around on their vehicle and that their speakers on and Carry Bacchanal. And I was kind of concerned because sometimes when a song comes out and it's very popular, very 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 popular, before the final night of the competition, you tend to think that people ignore you on that night because they heard it so many times. But when it comes to the competitive aspect, they just forget you. You feel like you're addressing a crowd that doesn't even know you're live.
Yeah.
But that I'm trying to remember that particular night you sang that song. Was it still wild? Was it what you expected?
It was beyond what I expected because what I realized that. And some people thought that it wasn't strong enough to be in the competition. So, but all the time, and it's good to listen to critics and so. So all the time, people talking, I doing my stuff, putting my lyrics together and everything else. And so on the night, I surprised them. Not only that, too, the stage, the performances on stage, the props on stage, caught the people of God too. So I told my people, we're going to just mash up that place and mash up the guy after me. Have to wait a few minutes before you go on stage for sure. And then just as planned, that was the
How many grains of rice have you got?
Got something.
When we can't pay your leave?
This was the fastest song ever written by me. Fastest song. I wrote that song within minutes in the studio. Cornell couldn't believe it. Cornell, you ready to sing? Yeah, I told him, yeah. Cornell said, no, but you're not serious. Yeah. Wow. Inspiration hit me, and then one time, pop.
How, Hunter, so were you and are you still, because you're a writer, would a line just come to your mind and you would stop whatever you were doing? Like, say, maybe you're driving, you just pull up on the side and just write that and say, okay.
As we speak, my cell phone probably has about 300 voice notes, clips of songs and different melodies and so. And every time I write a song, the melody is always different. I don't know. It's a gift. It's a gift. The melodies are different, and yeah.
Because Take a Wine and Wine on Me, they are totally different, Different.
Yeah, Black Man Bacchanal and Carry Bacchanal.
Yes,
totally different.
yes.
Yeah. So, talking about Black Man Bacchanal, I wrote this song, and I started singing. To my mind, I was singing a set of garbage. That's to show you how. When you're inspired, how things could just work. I thought I was singing on Sanya Grazena Bibi. This came to mind. Okay, so when I did this song, my sister-in-law, may soul rest in peace, Akini, is from Kenya. So I played the song. She told me, well, where you learn that? That is our language. And I absolutely knew nothing about the language I do. Yeah. And that is almost like a dream. This thing came true, and I was on point with that. And she started explaining it to me. I was like, wow. Yeah.
Your ancestors are speaking, man.
Wow. Yeah.
By the way, Nigel, so we can go up until 11:40. I'm not sure if Hunter can go up until that time, because there's no DG program this morning. So I just wanted to say this. So
we're having fun, man.
Okay, we're having fun. Nigel, Yes,
because I'm still trying to. So you move from the starting suit to the.
You want to go back there?
When did you decide to stop using the starting suit?
Oh, sartorial splendor. That's the money.
Well, the thing is, I was overheat. My engine was overheating every time, so I just needed to have something with a better fabric then. Not only that, let me tell you about this satin thing. That satin, after you wash it once or twice, it begins to shrink. So one day I see my satin pan getting shorter. So you have to iron that and try to stretch it. Now, if the iron is too hot, it's sticking on the iron. I said, right. One time in a hotel in St. Thomas, going to iron a satin. When I put the iron, I just see the pan just, it just iron burn the thing. Problem. No. But I do laugh. Because the taxi waiting for me. Hunter! We downstairs.
Oh no.
Satin pants burn. The iron burn that. No, because I was there looking for nice seam. I say when I go downstairs, I have my nice gold shoe. My gold thing I give that police, you know, I want the seam to cut. Iron too hot. That has burned that. Big black hole in that thing. So I had to go on stage with jeans. Now the second half of the suit, I have to disregard that. No, I can't go with a gold top and jeans. No. So I readjust. You see? No. So I had to give that certain thing I break embarrassment.
Let's go back to the telephone. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
You're kind of muffled though. I don't know why. Let's try it. Try that again.
I'm trying to get to the program, The Hunter.
The program The Hunter is on. I can hear that, but you're kind of muffled. So what you can do is just hang up and call again. Call right back. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. Deryck the Hunter St. Rose. Wow. That's a
and
rock.
Towards the end of it, there's this guy who wants to come and shine your shoes or something. How did that come?
Did that frighten you the first night? You just see the guy coming off.
No, actually, the guy think that I'm the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
So every time he would come to the show and wait for me, and he don't want to see anybody else. Just so, Hunter, what time you performing? And so I'll go for him and tell them people, let the guy come.
Stick up in there, Hunter, because we want to come back to this. Let's just see if this person is on so we can. Hello,
good morning. I'm trying to call on the show.
Okay, you're on the show. Yes, go ahead.
All right. When I'm the crab, you know me, and you know me so good. That's my body boy.
Crab?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Hunter at the crab.
Yes. Yes, crab.
Now, when you walk into the arena, I saw you the first time I ever saw you at Lago. I said you are the best thing at Jamaica. We have a product that we have to go somewhere.
Yes,
and
sir.
I saw the product of Calypso. I've been improving it from the very first day that you walk into the arena business. I respect that the caliber of Calypso that you have brought to our art form. It makes Dominica look so proud that today we can recognize ourselves in the world of Calypso now. So I'm very thankful for that, and keep up the good with that, brother.
Thank you very much,
okay,
man.
all right.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Nice vibes here. Let's go back to the story, right, Nigel? About
Yes,
the guy
yes.
and the
I want to
shining
know
of the
about
shoes.
this guy in the shoes.
Yeah, so the guy would be out just waiting for me and tell people, everybody, tell Hunter, this guy is out there. So I'll go for him, and he had this special cloth. I suspect he put some old oil on that too. But my shoe then is shine. But I had a brown shoe and I saw it black, so his old oil is. So, but it's my shoe, man. I can't make you feel too bad. And not knowing what ointment he had on the thing, from a brown shoe to a black front. So that's my guy. Anytime Hunter is on stage, he has to be there, shine that shoe. Yeah.
But you were not. I mean, the first time you come and do that, you were not like. But
I was
going
fighting.
on?
I pulled my foot.
He didn't put you off.
Yeah, but shoe. I want to shine your shoe. You know. So then I say, okay, you know. Yeah. Yeah, man.
And by the way, Small Axe is saying, big up to my boy. Keep up the good work. So many messages on WhatsApp. As well. Someone is saying, Nigel, girl, you something. Let me see if I can get this. Girl, you really making people laugh this morning. We Papa boy this morning. So you used to go on stage with NC. I never knew that. Anyway, yes. So yeah, thank you for that. Yes. Nigel, Papa. Yes. I think Curtis Matthew, the acting manager, will give me my papers because Nigel, I broke the code.
What about in terms of working with other musicians? And I mean, how has it been like? I mean, and those swings has been the main thing, but of course, in touring, you work with other bands, other musicians. Was it difficult for you to kind of work with them, or was it an easy thing?
It was. I always used to be well prepared. I had this folder of scores, my scores, music scores. So I always walk prepared. But I'll give you a joke. I did a show with Burning Flames one time in New York. That was worst show. Yeah. So I would have my scores and everything, and we'll just give them the tempo and everything, and we smooth, good. But there was one time I was contracted to do the show in New York with Burning Flames. Yeah. There was a guy, a promoter named Dr. G, that promoted that show. Sent the music to Burning Flames. Said that they rehearse. Yo, we went on stage, introduced Hunter. Just give me that reading. Ring ding 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 ding. Ring ding 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 ding. Nigel, repeat that thing.
Nigel, do it, Nigel.
I trying to sing a song that.
Ring ting 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 ding ding. Ring ting 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 ding
Ring
ding.
ting 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 ting. Ring ting 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 ting. Ring ting 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 ting.
What do we say by them people there?
No, Burning Flames. I was trying to sing Handyman, and Burning Flames gave me a kind of tempo. Ring ting 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 ting. Ring ting 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 ting. Cuts off, key off, madness. I tell you, them fellas in Japan and Capuchin, madness. I said, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I walk out the stage.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man. They didn't rehearse. They didn't rehearse. And I was like in a circus. Nah. I said, ladies and gentlemen, sorry. I just can't do it.
Yeah. I know, like some Calypsonians, what they do, if the musician, if the ensemble is not really playing the music that the way they have to play it, they would go on stage and start la 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 la, and for 1 minute.
Let me tell you, there's no la la that could save me there. There's no la la that could save me. Unku have a thing in his ear like Unku punch, boom, boom, ting 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 ting. I trying to sing Handyman and thing madness. But the promoter's very kind. Before I could even step down stage, she said I apologize, and he paid me one time.
Okay. Well, you have had experiences. You have had experiences on stage. What is the most humorous moment you can remember on stage in terms of your props, in terms of what you would have brought on stage? I know some Calypsonians, so we had a rabbit truck. I think we have had what Nigel, a cow was brought as well as props. You know, other Calypsonians. But in terms of you, Hunter, yes, can you remember in terms of your props? I mean, the biggest prop was you whining on a fast song. But can you remember any props that you had that really sticks in your mind?
Well, I remember one year, I had we were at the finals, and I was singing "May Your Soul Rest in Peace," and
that's another good one.
It's a sad song, man.
Yeah. And then we organized a television to show some clips and everything. And this Calypso thing, I saw a lot of people try to group me in that thing too. I mean, I just never make no biggie about it. But a guy was supposed to give me a line to plug the television. He gave me a street 240. So but before we understand, I told him, hey, let's try that first. Blackout. Now my people panicking, but what are we gonna do? I just took us. There was a stretcher backstage. I just took up and always calm. And people around me panicking, but what are we gonna do? I say, nah, just calm down. Calm. I say, just take that stretcher, put a fella in the thing, and just walk on stage. And that's how we got away in quick time. Wow. And then, you have to be thinking quick and not panic.
Wow, and you have to compose yourself for a song like that.
You have to compose a song.
Let's go back to the telephone. Hello. Quickly. Hello.
I was.
Hi.
We still look forward to that shoe shine of Hunter. We try to shine that shoe. Good, Let me tell you, when we went to Stardom on a Wednesday, you didn't have to go finals, You to enjoy yourself for $15, okay? When I came to Dominica, $15 at this little, who in big pampers, who in the, it was a show in itself. No.
And then the Lapo Cabo to take you back home.
It is not like what it used to be.
Well, a lot has changed, yeah? A lot has changed.
Joy from beginning to end. There's a change. I don't know if it's the venue. I don't know. And I guess I get $15. And we look forward to Hunter's concert when they came out. That was a thing.
Yeah.
That was
As I say, a lot has changed.
Sometimes
A lot has changed.
how many hours,
Yeah.
and I'm slipping on me and
Mm.
talk. Okay, bye. I'm
Okay, yes.
I
All
answer.
right, yes.
Bye-bye.
And people now, sometimes people stay at their home and, they look at the show wherever they are from their comfort. So back in the day, of course, you had to take your money and go to the venue itself. And and there are other factors as well that contributes to that. So a lot has changed.
And so because I know you're a member of the Calypso Association, in terms of the Calypso Association and what they've been able to do, just some general thoughts on that.
I think the Calypso Association is a very transparent organization and still look out for its members. We, as well, I'm part of the association. We support our members. Like if there's a death in the family or some medical, always come on board and assist, that kind of thing. Always look out for them and try to. This year, well, the association is looking at even raising the fee a little bit, but because of maybe the economy and too many people who go to the shows anymore, we have a lot of competing factors as well, and so the shows are not as they used to be before in terms of numbers, but we're trying hard and trying to create excitement into the program, supporting the new artists and just working at. But by the way, this weekend, next weekend, the 11th, is the eliminations, and people should look forward to that. We have a lot of newcomers coming in, good artists, good voices, so we should, the public should come out and give this support, we need that, give them that confidence.
Talking about we needing that, what is your view on, so back in the day we had the competition for women and we had the competition for men, obviously. Do you think that we should bring back this women's Calypso show? Do you think this is needed or?
No, I don't think so. I don't
Okay,
think so.
So why?
Well, because to put on the show, it costs a lot. And right now we still have a Calypso King show. Now is a monarch, so the ladies can fit in. We don't want to leave the women out of the program.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to discriminate at all. So,
right,
the guys just have to
just
up
quickly,
the games.
of course, go ahead.
Yeah, the guys just have to work on the game, on the craft, because the ladies have very good voices. So those with not so good voices should have something to bring forward that could help beat the girls, the ladies.
Yeah, Nigel.
So on the, of course, I know we've been doing the, on our Facebook, but of course, just quickly on the YouTube as well. There's somebody put a message and say, "Hey, Ivona and Nigel, you forget YouTube people again." So
and
all the YouTube people who locked on, we appreciate it.
We have to know more on that,
Cornelia
Nigel.
Steven says, "Good morning to all. Happy New Year." Hunter coming from Furia in St. Lucia. Okay, so somebody in St. Lucia digging up Hunter there. Brian Paul, blessings, Happy New Year to everyone. Truly an icon. Hunter, please. Is there any chance you can come back one last time for our Calypso competition? Please, Hunter, we need you. That's what Brian Paul is saying here. Pat, to really have me go in. I'm taking notes. I'm at the office listening, and I'm in trouble. I think they might send me home. I'm laughing all the way. Anthony Henderson, good morning. Belinda Regis, good morning. Enjoy the program. Ivona and Nigel, it'd be good for you all to have a program called Calypso Behind the Scenes. Since when has Hunter tell us about Scrunter and Picky? There's a lot of things that go at the back we don't know. Yes, a lot on the YouTube as well. So there's a plea, Hunter. Somebody begging, please come back to give us one last competition. But I just mentioned what they say. I'm not the one saying you should come back. Okay. What's happening, Hunter? Anything you want to divulge? Anything you want to reveal to people?
Okay. Well, I made a joke and say I was going to compete this year. So Mara told me for the month I could move a bed by the Calypso house. But she's not with me in that.
I guess she too would have gone through a lot, because of your involvement in Calypso.
I'm not with you on that. Yeah, because Calypso fans can, they can't get to me, so they go after the people. And she thought that too. I was being used as a target practice. She said they want you in there because you have a name, you're good, you think to build the show, but then in fairness, you're not being treated fairly. So
You see that, eh?
yeah.
Because if Hunter goes back on stage any year, Nigel, it will be a sold out. It will just be a full,
Oh yes, definitely.
full crowd.
Definitely
Yes,
so.
that
But
venue
that
will be
doesn't prevent
packed.
you from bringing out new material, right? You can
Not at all. Not
you
at
can
all.
still go ahead and,
Not at all.
and
Yeah.
do some of your new songs and stuff, right?
That is correct. That is correct.
But
Okay,
Hunter,
okay.
as we get closer to the end, we end at about 11:50. As I said, the DG program is not on. When you sit and reflect, moments of solitude, you're thinking back. What comes to mind when you look to the Most High? What comes to mind foremost on your mind? Is it your involvement, your work as an entertainer, or is it something else? Or is there something else that you still want to do that you have not done?
Well, I check my work as an individual, not only in the Calypso world, but as a police officer. I had the opportunity to mentor a lot of people and to have some positive impact on people I work with, people I manage, and so on. Because a lot of managers, they don't look at the people that are beneath them. They forget they are the ones who make the thing rule. They are the tires of the organization. And if you have a flat tire, you can't go anywhere. So you have to look out for these people. And all my life I've been sticking out for people and advocating that people should be treated fairly and should be taken care of. It's not when you need me, you come and no. And it's not only on the job, their personal life too. People have issues, family issues and things and. So I get to talk to a lot of people and encourage them, and stuff. So, But I think, but I'm not rich. I don't have money. I wish I had the spending power, but I think I'm a rich person in terms of peace of mind. The people have had the opportunity to have a positive impact on. But I feel very happy. I'm contented. Very contented because
Do you do gardening? What are you doing? Tell us about that.
Farming. I do my peppers, do my stuff. I do a little fishing too, so I'm never bored. I go fishing, catch what I eat what I catch and stuff, and just living a nice, quiet Dominican life, And when my children were growing up, we did a lot of that, and that's why they appreciate Dominica a lot. All of them want to come back. All of them. I have some in the States, one in Canada, one in the States. I didn't want to leave here. They really appreciate the place. My son doesn't want a U.S. visa. He wants to remain here. So I got them to appreciate Dominica, appreciate what we have, and speak positive stuff about the country, so they have a fair idea of what it is to be a proud Dominican, So that's the vibe.
Wow.
Yeah, and family. Nice family. I couldn't ask for more. I'm not stressed. Some people, you go to bed and you worry, boy, I wonder if Mr. not going to die tonight. I wonder if he's tonight. And I never had that worry about children because of the work that was done early o'clock. And some people, they leave the work for later. You procrastinating, we'll fix that. We'll be fixing it now. Early o'clock, we organizing. So down the road, we do have problems. And when my children are going to school, I'll give you a joke. I used to be like the SSU. When SSU doing traffic check? Yeah. So on a Tuesday morning, I not tell him, hello, everybody, empty your bags on the table. Let daddy see what you're carrying. Because I know people might want to give you stuff to carry. You might want to take people's stuff. We're not doing that. We want to see what we're carrying. It's my bag, we put it down and we checking items. Where did you get that from? Who gave you that to hold? No, I bring that back and stuff and so. So I always had them in check. And then I would be a frequent flyer at the school. I just pop in and just see what's going on and so on and so on. Because there are a lot of bullying going on at the schools. And when children see that there are children who have nobody for them, they bully because they try that on my kids and I could. It is one thing. I'm a very, very nice person when it comes to family and children. Very, very ignorant. We don't mess with that kind of thing, to destabilize the home. Nah, we don't do that. So we'll do the traffic check. And one of the ways I got the children to speak out, sometimes the children have their issues and don't know how to, sometimes too shy to be there. So what I would do is everybody grab your paper, grab your pen, and tell daddy what we like, what we do like, what we think. Just speak your mind. And you'll be surprised, the information you get. And then we sit and we talk about it. Because some would believe that this one getting more love, that you. So we sit down and we, keep everybody calm and organize. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that connection with with the kids and making sure they can know what's going on and nice little family meetings.
Yes, sir.
Try to do the same here. So Hunter, as we kind of coming towards the end, in terms of the junior Calypso Monarch, those who are coming up, what how do you see that going on?
Well, so far I know they ask people, with the schools to register. By the way, I'm doing one of the songs for the young lady on the north. And so they're well on the way in terms of preparing. The rehearsal haven't started as yet, but I know things are on the way. And we have a lot of young artists as well. I think they should be encouraged a little more, because there was one guy that was in the junior, very good in the juniors. And 1 year he came to the national competition and didn't place, and it went to his head. Sometimes people have to be grounded. Yeah, you're not going to win every time. You're never going to win every time, and you must learn how to accept defeat and dust yourself and come back again. No matter how good you are, if you haven't got that kind of sentiments, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to give up. Everything you try, you fail. You're going to leave it and go to something else. So you're going to be like a nomad that's running around. Nah. You know what you want. Work at it. You fail, you get up, you move again. You fail, you get up, you move, and you try to improve your craft. And that's how you're going to go to places. Yeah. You would expect to win the first time you come or the second time. No, never going to happen.
Nigel, I really, really, truly enjoyed the program, Nigel, from the get-go. And yes, we laughed a lot, but we had moments where we had to ponder. Hunter said so many things, in this package. We started at 9. Nigel, wow, I'm lost for words. And but I'm thinking as well, because I was reading as well yesterday, and I came across something which says we have to welcome our position on this journey of life. And it was saying, for in the tapestry of life, every soul plays a vital role in the intricate dance of evolution and understanding. So I'm putting this in context of the discussion we have had with Hunter today and the Saturday before, Nigel. And I'm well pleased. Seriously.
I am also well pleased. I've enjoyed that journey that Hunter has taken us from Clifton and the struggles to where he is as contended now and as happy as he seems to be. So that journey there has been a wonderful one, man. I've laughed a lot that I haven't laughed for a while, so I appreciate that too. And in between the laughter, we've had some inspiration and we've had some advice and everything else. So Hunter, keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate you being here and connecting with us. We look forward to more great music. Whether it's you writing it or you singing it or you performing it, whatever it is. But we look forward to great stuff from you, man.
Thank you. One more joke. Well, I don't know if it's a joke before I go, but before we end. I remember when I first saw Mara at work. I'm gonna give you the joke.
And your first boy, pretty boy. Mara is still very pretty, but back in the day, boy, Mara was a little princess.
So she used to work at Scotiabank at the time. So when I went there, I saw the girl passing at the back of it. I said, Jesus. Okay. So I went there. The teller's calling me. I said, no, not yet. That lady, I'm waiting for to deal with me. She came, I saw her. Jay, what's your name? She said, Mara. I said, okay. When Nigel, do you know, I used to go to that bank and I there was a particular suit I had, a yellow shirt and a brown pant. And I actually, that yellow shirt and brown pants, Mara had to burn it. She told me, I don't touch it in the house. She burned it there. That was my favorite suit. Yellow shirt and brown pants. The shirt started getting whole. One day I came, I saw smoke at the back of the house. She burned the pants and everything. I was really angry about it because that was my inaugural suit. So I would go to the bank, I would buy US, come back and change it next day. She are looking for you. Buy US, come back, change it next day. Buy Canadian new dollars, come body. So you're always in the bank. security checking, but what business you have? You always there. They said, don't worry, that is not your business. Hold on. Yeah. So I will do my little exchange and buy it from EC, buy US, buy can and change that next day. And yeah.
Wow. Hunter, so as we end, one last question: is there a Bible verse that drives you, or just a quotation, or something that always comes to mind? Not only when you're facing challenges, but it's just always there. So, like some people will say, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me," and some, there are other quotations or verses that people use. What is yours?
Love others as you love yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. I have no bad feeling about anybody. I always wish people well. I refuse to steal anybody bulbs to shine. Nah, I said I give bulbs for people to shine, man. I do steal bulbs. Yeah. Always look out for people. Always wish well for people. When people do good, you give them praises. You know what I'm saying? When people fall, you try to lift them up, and that's how we should live. That's how, I live my life. Yeah.
Nice.
Hunter, it was really a pleasure. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
I love that connection.
Nigel, I enjoyed it.
Always good as always, and as that Hunter mentioned about I remember about ages as well. I say that because Monday coming on the 6th of January is going to be our 29th anniversary. Yeah, wow. 29 years.
Nice.
29th wedding anniversary. So
on the 6th.
Happy anniversary on Monday, okay, my dear?
And on the 7th, you all have another anniversary.
Yes.
A birthday.
Right after that, we
on
have
youngster. Yes. So that's good. And by the way, Nigel, Ailey's put on. I see Ailey's updated a profile pic, boy. That is she's just so gorgeous. Really, really, really pretty. I was like, wow. Anyway, we'll talk about that the next time.
She's still looking the same way when I see her in the bank.
Oh, in the bank as well. Oh, yes. There's a connection with you and Hunter. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but
yes.
Yeah.
So happy 29th anniversary, my dear, when it comes around.
Yeah, all the best to you as well. So that's where we come to the end. The calls are still coming in. People are still sending messages. My WhatsApp is just going crazy. but we have to end. Nigel, as I said, I really enjoyed it. It's a good way to start off the year. With not just laughter, but inspirational words, motivational thoughts and things like that. Because that's what we got from Hunter. And it tells me that when you have a passion, when you have talent, own it. Continue to improve on it, enhance it in whatever way possible. And when you can spread it out to the benefits of a nation, not just a nation, because not only Dominica benefited, but I'm just talking about Dominica. I mean, that just speaks wonders. So, Hunter, thank you so much. My WhatsApp is going crazy. People asking for part 3 already, but we'll see about that. Nigel, because we still have plenty story.
And of course, I'm sure everybody know that next Saturday is the elimination.
Yes.
Eliminations.
Yeah.
So try and be there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, DBS will be bringing it live as well. And then the Saturday after that, we also have the opening of Carnival, Nigel. And yes. So it was a good thing that we could do 2 hours today. Mm-hmm. But from next week Saturday, maybe we can do 2 hours, but that would be it until after the Carnival season in terms of the 2 hours. Because we have another program coming up, the Calypso program with Kyle, John Baptist and the others, 8:30 to 9:30. So they will be on as well, coming up very soon. So there's a lot that will be happening, but we are around. Thank you so much, everybody.
All right.